Well, hello everybody. How's it going? How are you doing on this wonderful Sunday, July 12th? Yesterday was Uncle Charles's 6-year anniversary since his death. Yeah, those dates they never like I may not know what day of the week it is usually, and I may forget what I just said, but I don't forget the dates. That's for sure. Hey, welcome in. Daisy Jade, big hugs to you too. Hey, Miss Woozy, wild and free neurodiversity. Hello, Festus says, Mom, how are you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Heather Feather, Catherine Pesa, Beach Bum, what's up? West, I guess I'm just gonna say WV Mountain Mama, but I'm assuming it's West Virginia. What's up in West Virginia? Any corruption going on over there? I don't ever hear from y'all state. I never hear from anybody. Ever hear anything from Delaware? I mean, I'm just like, oh, I forget about those people or that state. I never hear about it. So it's everywhere though. Corruption's everywhere. Nobody is immune. Hey, just me. Hiya, gang. Back at you, boo. Back at you, boo. And now, hey, sis. And wait, I thought I had. Okay, Beach Bum put woohoo. I thought I had somebody's name woohoo, and I was like, where'd it go? Hey, Danny Hole, how are you? Welcome in. I hope I didn't forget anybody's name. MJB55. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Hey, Janet from Wisconsin. Rio for life, Kim D. I'm so glad I made it to this episode. Hibbing, Minnesota. I get those confused now. I used to have them memorized, and it wore off. Memory was replaced. Sucks. Anyways, I'm just glad to see you guys here. Hey, Leela Marie. How are you in Nevada? Let's see. Dora. Hey, Miss Dora. How are you? I'm having to look over here. There's got to be some nobody else does. Everybody else looks at their camera. I got to look over here. Marissa Monroe. Beautiful name. Nina Canadian. How you doing? CM. Minnesota. Okay, good. I'll save the rest of my dumb rocks for later, Just kidding. But glad you guys are here. I watched The Ninth Gate with last night about the Book of Satan. Reminds me of Visions of Glory. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I haven't seen that, but I'm going to go watch that when we get off of here because it's what I do. It's what I do. I learn. I'm like a sponge. I just, I'm a sponge that don't know how to release all the info that I've soaked up. I'm just like, okay, I'm retaining water over here. Yeah. Anyways, tough. Well, hey, Michelle, how are you? Suzanne Locke, California. Welcome on. Well, Miss Woozy, today was a good day. All right. Because for filters, okay, first off, for those filters. And then, you get to a point in your life when you're like, okay, and now I'm having to do this, and it's like, that doesn't work forever, when you got to start pulling it. And then it'll usually like jump some lines, wrinkle lines. And I'm like, well, that sucks. And I usually just show up anyways, just looking the way, but thank you. Secret Wives of Mormon Wives. It's just interesting. I haven't been able to get into it. I have Hulu since damn Ruby. Damn documentaries, boy, they'll cost you out your, you know what? I've paid my fair share with all, with Lori and the different documentaries. And I'm like, oh, and it's like, I don't even know what to compare it to because I'm just, everything changed too. how it switched from, well, I mean, I switched a long time ago, watching YouTube and stuff. There's tons of stuff on YouTube to watch for free. But we got to a point where we were paying so much money for Hulu, so much money for Netflix. I mean, just $80 a month per this, per that, your subscriptions, all the little things in your phone, you know. I'm like, they just nickel and dime us to death now. I'd rather have a big bill and just that way I can get over it, you know. But the little ones, boy, they're sneaky. Then you have to subscribe to it, or you can subscribe to another service to tell you all the services that you do have, and they can help you unsubscribe. We're hopeless, man. So I'm like, what the hell? And every time I'm just like, okay, but yeah, let me just go ahead and I'll cancel it. Don't. How many of you do that? My mom probably does. She probably goes and cancels it right away. She's always been very frugal. That's for sure. I'm frugal. In the grocery store, there's just too many choices. I'm like, I just want honey mustard, you know, but I have to go and look at it, and I'm like, no, not that brand, not that, you know. It's just too many choices. That can be a conundrum too. I rewatched Nate Eaton's interview with Braxton. Is Braxton's mom Janice's sister? Okay, Megan said this last week, but I don't remember because I showed her a picture and she was like, "Oh, where'd you get that?" And I was like, "Off the documentary that you were on." So it's probably your picture. She was like, "That's my house." And I was like, the guy's face, all the other people's faces were blurred out of it, but I was like, that looks like Braxton, you know, like I could tell through the blur, Braxton, facial features, you know. And she was like, it says dad. And I'm trying to remember. I want to say it's her sister. I think it's because there's Janice, there's Rex, there's Megan's dad. And then there's the other sister, right? Am I right? Probably. Southwick is his name. So what'd you think about Braxton, his interview with Nate, watching it all over again? Braxton is Lori and Alex and Megan and Adam and Summers and Lori. Did I say Lori? Their cousin. He's a doomsday prepper. He is like, even on these shows, these like, aren't they called Doomsday Prepper or something? It's a show where they just spend a lot of money into all these preps and everything. And then he's also Visions of Glory fan club. And Megan she said, and I don't know if she was just punching over this, or I don't know if she knew that. I don't know if Braxton actually said that in his interviews. You know, if he was the one who turned Lori on to Visions of Glory. Either way, it was bound to happen, and it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. You're in the same orbit somewhere along the lines, you know. Hopefully, if you live outside of the United States and you're an active Mormon, you know, hopefully it'll miss you. hopefully it'll miss everyone, because the more and more I'm digging into Tom Harrison, I am just... I know a lot of people revere him. A lot of people respect him. And I respect that. I respect the fact that they respect him. I respect the fact that, you know, he was a therapist for like 40 years. And I respect that. I do. I don't want to, like, whenever Megan and Mindy and Lauren from Hidden True Crime show, they went on to John Delen's Mormon Stories podcast, and they exposed Visions of Glory, reading the book, not the person, you know. So just put a pin in that. And then come to find out, as I'm researching on this other person's website, Goel Substack, and because he's diving into all the Hamblin documents, which is a 30-year-old-ish case that it's allergic to court. It's allergic to trial, and it can't get there. The court case can never get there. It reminds me of the 50-mile zone of death loophole, because that's what happens. It's just like, oh no, and then conflict of interest, and then it's in this county, but it's over here, and I'm just like, boy, y'all think you're slick. You're not slick. We're just watching you getting dizzy a little bit, But I mean, we're not stupid, and it's a shame. It really is a shame. Whatever, fix the system, fix that system. So, I mean, all the other cases go to court. So why does David Hamblin's and David Levitt and the other 142 people that are named by the Hamblin daughters in their victim statements that are public, and they're horrendous, by the way, very detailed and horrendous. And I think you can get like secondhand trauma from that. I'm not even playing. And that's just to try and read it, to try and understand it, to try and read their experiences, alleged experiences. Sorry. But so if it causes me that much, what is joke? I don't know if this qualifies under cognitive dissonance, but it's more like revolting. It's more like, oh my God, this is just so bad. This is horrible abuse. And if I can't even get and make myself read it to understand it, to understand the bigger picture, to, try to use my voice to whatever it does in this little corner of YouTube, hopefully, maybe people don't hear me the first time, but I will never, I will always orbit, and it will always, I'm more of a longevity, like I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep on saying it like a plunger, just bringing up the old stuff, but it don't have to be this way, so I don't know. I just never knew I was this passionate about anything really, outside of myself. I didn't know, I used to like to do constructive things. I've done destructive things too. Don't get me wrong. But then I learned how to kind of transition that into more constructive things, work with my hands instead of my mind, because, oh my gosh, my mind, it doesn't need any help. It's like, please stop loading me down. But doing physical work, put my hands, building things, making things, painting things. I don't know. It's just all, I have a passion for it, or used to. I kind of forgot it at this point. And I can't seem to get the want to like get back into anything. I'm just, nothing has tickled my fancy, so I'm just like, okay, when's it gonna happen? So I just channel it here. I'm not a witch, but I channel it. Okay, on my YouTube channel. Hey Joe, what's up? Hey Libby. Oh, Little Brands, you gotta stop doing it. I'm just gonna call you Little Brands, okay? I hope you don't get offended. Libby Daybell. I can't do it, girl. But you can say crush it, right? So I guess I'll have to get over myself and do it. Libby Daybell. I don't know. I'll probably just I'll stutter and make an ass out of myself like I'm doing right now. So anyways, so I do have some news. I have some news. Breaking. Okay. Let me open my handy dandy phone. And I got a text from my mom earlier. Yay. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to say it. She was just like, hey, how y'all doing? Jason hanging in. I have great news. Todd's rehab has given him 72 hours pass to attend sentencing with us in Phoenix. And Todd and you will give victim impact statements also, as Charles' nephew and niece. She said, Crushy, you can too. She said that twice. All right. I pray this will be healing. I pray this will be a healing experience for us all. I love y'all. So I'm just like, oh shit, now I gotta write one. And I gotta write one. But I've already been kind of loosely thinking about it because it in case it was a yes, I just don't want to let him down. I don't want to, I don't know. And then just to think that, and I'm not a victim, trust me. She ain't lost one on me. Okay. And I'm talking about Lori, how she's like, when Nate asked her, what about do you have any victims, or what about the victims? Would you change anything? And she's like, what? Like, all the symbols come out, and that little meme or whatever of that lady. And she's like, she was confused. She was just a little baffled by that. And no, she does not have any victims. Not even the real, like, her victims, not even her children. They're not victims, but she is, because she was very subtle in the way that she maneuvered around that question or line of questioning. And I'm just like, girl, you got to go to sleep real early. You got to go to sleep real early. So thank you. I think so too. I got to go get my hair done. Look, it's like I was gonna pull it up or whatever, because I didn't get to flat iron the inside there. So whatever. I was running out of time, but I need to get that done, and then I don't have to worry about it. And we're gonna drive up there, so I hope my stepson's not listening right now, because it's a surprise for him. Anyways, all right, we're gonna move on from that, but I feel really honored. Like, I'm not even talking right. I feel honored. And it also, I feel humbled by that, like, I'm not going to say special, but I think it'll be healing too. But I want to do right by my uncle. I want to do right by his memory. I want to make it memorable. I want to make it about him, because that's what this is about. And then I know all y'all will be watching and listening, and I'll be like, you should have said this. You should have said that. I've done it. I'm just like, you should have stuck your leg out and tripped her, but I'm open, I'm open. I thought about just taking the texts that are within the FOIA docs and going and pulling out the more significant ones of Uncle Charles, whether it was email or text communications with Lori. And I mean, he's pretty well spoken, and I thought about just reading that into the record, since those didn't really get to be read into the record, so to speak. So anyways, I just think he nailed it. He was like, I'm not going to be there, whenever you, I forget what word, I need to go back and revisit it. And I mean, oh my gosh, I was just diving through those documents during those last two trials, and it's already been replaced with new memories, new information. She's just chaos. She is never chaos. Thank you, Libby do bidet. Is it a bidet? Thank you, Little Brands. Always, I'm gonna call you Little Brands. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Whole ass gonna call you Little Brands. Thank you. Thank you, Libby. See, I was like, thank you, Libby. I had an Aunt Libby at one time. They got divorced. But anyway, so, hey, okay. Now, can y'all hear my air conditioner running? I have it on low, but if you can't, I mean, I don't mind turning it off. It's kind of cool in here, but it wasn't earlier. Where to start? Okay. Because I've been coiling through and finding other new websites, or maybe I'd known about them before, but I just never, maybe I scanned through them, or maybe, it's a lot of it, or a lot of these sites, a lot of these people talk in religious talk, or LDS speak, or Mormonese, whatever. I'm not trying to be disrespectful since they're changing their name of the church again, right? That's crazy. Rebrand. Operation Rebrand. I can't keep up with all these names. I remember thinking, like, I'm not going to sit there and say that whole name, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But then I found out that, active LDS members, they get offended. They think it's a victory for Satan. That's what they're told, because they're like, it's just so horrible. Just to know this, people are just trying to be closer to God and live clean lives, pure lives, and be good, morally sound servants. Just to be good people, right? And then you have all these like politicking going on, and you're just like, oh my God. Because in 2012, they did that whole campaign where they spent a lot of money on, what is it? Do you want to be a Mormon? Or wait, what is it called? I don't know. I want to be a Mormon, or I am a Mormon. And then it's like immediately they shift gears and went the whole opposite direction. And they're like, nope, can't call us that no more. Can't. Calling us Mormon is like slap in the face, basically. It's disrespectful. It's slang. Offensive. And so I'm just like, no, shorten your name up. I figured they made their name that long, and that's not even the real one. It's the president of the Church of or something like the president of the Corporation of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You sound like a banjo. Yep. All right, enough bitching. I'm gonna go turn my air off though, real quick. Hold on. Things have changed back here. Hold on. Oh. Okay, much better. I can hear my thoughts. I'm sensitive to noise, man. Noise stress. I remember one time I went to band camp. No, I'm just kidding. But I was doing working for my parents' company, and I had to go and bring a guy to do a crew change, and it was at a heliport. You ever try to sleep at a heliport? Not good. I was so frustrated by the time. I was so aggravated, pissed off, angry, just stressed out because it was a heliport. And every 6 minutes, I would be in the back of the SUV trying to freaking go to sleep in a vehicle in the daytime. Not fun, but you have to sleep so you can make it back safely. That's like the whole point. And so I remember Mom calling me, and I was just like, I started crying. I was just like, I can't help it. I can't do it. And I didn't realize it was the noise stress. It literally stressed me out. So, band camp is the shit. My oldest bonus son, he's been doing it now for the last couple of years too. I'm the one that talked him into it too. I was like, you'll love it. It was fun. And I've watched him grow into a social butterfly, or just more confident and more, and it's just been interesting and beautiful to watch. What's when this Lori is not taking my attention off of my family, I swear she's still a hooker. I don't care. Okay, I got to figure out these buttons now. I'm scared to push them. Okay. If I exit, it's because the buttons are not the same. Okay, so let's see. I'm looking through the tabs because there's a ton. I wanted to go over this some more with you guys because we just went over it just a little bit last time. But this is what I'm doing. I'm researching Tom Harrison. I'm researching, and so this is Tom Harrison, Visions of Glory guy. I need to have like a rundown so I can tell people, new people. That's why we don't really have new people, because it's like you have to have a prerequisite and kind of know who's who. And I suck at that, so I'll have to give me some little cheaters or training wheels or something to kind of help me explain it so I can be more effective in that. But I mean, this whole series here, not to mention that whenever, oh yeah, back to Mormon Stories podcast, when Megan, Lauren, and Mindy went on and they talked about Visions of Glory, Tom Harrison's book, right? And he got a ghostwriter, John Pontius, to write the book. And then John Pontius died, I mean, within the year of them publishing Visions of Glory in 2012. I mean, he was already a sickly man. He had, I want to say some kind of cancer, maybe, which is very sad. It really is. But it's like it gave Tom, in my opinion, it looks like it gave Tom a loophole in which to not ever have to take accountability or be responsible for the rhetoric he puts out there. So I don't like the book, okay? But I mean, I came in like that too. And I really think there's some underlying messages that are actually being spoken of in that book. I really think that Tom Harrison, my God's honest like opinion is that Tom Harrison he didn't really have near death experiences, but there's this thing called astral traveling or remote viewing. Look it up on some Wikipedia. I mean, you can go and download the papers that were declassified recently, not recently, but within some time behind me, okay, within the past, that talk about all this stuff, and I think it's just another one of those things where kind of like how, they're like, oh, aliens, UFOs. And now they have like a UFO thing or whatever. And then they have, like we're trying to get in Utah, you're trying to get the ritual abuse to be recognized there as a legitimate crime. It's not a crime there to ritually abuse someone, a child in Utah. And so it's inching up and it's getting closer. It's making leadway, but there's always that, they get you this close and then they're like, sorry, no soup for you, better luck next time. And you're like, damn, like how, I don't know if I'll be living this long. Okay. Like, can we have this happen in my lifetime at least? Anyways, because back in the day, and this is actually really interesting to me, and it makes me kind of feel very torn between Tom, because now, I mean, I'm not like, oh, you have to like this person or you don't have to like this person. Like whomever you want, worship whomever you want, okay? But when people are worshiping people, and it's weird and it's very uncomfortable these days, okay? I'm just like, I don't understand that. And I don't know if it's just been part of my process of kind of my own awakening, so to speak, because of all the things that I've researched. And then it'll just click and I'm like, oh my God, and just everything aligns. And I'm like, oh my God, I thought it was this for this long. I mean, you like have to rethink your entire existence. And I mean, I liken it to not a high demand religion like what Mormons have gone through who have left the church. I mean, I never want to compare myself to anything like that because that's horrible. But I think this is another layer, is our government. I'm just like, well, it's like your parents are your first cult leaders. Then it's like, and I mean that and loosely. They're not literally your cult leaders, hopefully. But whatever they say is word. You're like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You depend on them for food. You depend. It's you physically you depend on your parents when you're a child. Happy birthday, Catherine. You see it as a blessing. Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Happy birthday. Beach mom? Girl, happy. Oh, belated and early, and now I'm confused. So I have to go back and see that. Hey, Joe, you want to come up? I can toss some things to you, but that's up to you. Just, I feel like Trisha now. I'm like, hey, you want to come up? You don't have to, but manifest yourself. Remember when she said that? That's true, huh? I think you're right, Grisha. Our circle of influence get bigger as we grow up. Yeah, like that. I remember back in the day, early on in all this, and I'm like, oh my God, but people are going to look at me like I'm a conspiracy theorist. And you're like, it's just a conspiracy for now. It won't be in about 6 months, you know? It's true. It's true. It's just like, when are these things gonna be revealed, you know? Most people are not aware. Some people, like myself, you know, and nothing happened directly to me, you know, thank God. But it has to many, many people, more than just 10. Okay. So, but then you start looking into all these different scandals just in the United States, you know, alone. Um, I think last week I said the Meg Martin, uh, oh my gosh, I think it was daycare, right? Isn't it daycare, Meg Martin daycare? Uh, or preschool, I forget. Then I forget again. So, but I said something wrong last week. And I still have to go read about the Franklin scandal, which I've heard, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. Whew, that's some heavy stuff, and it pisses you off. You know, it's very hurtful to find out these things have happened. Boy Scouts of America, the Franklin scandal, Boys Town. You know, my dad, he was in a what was it called? I want to say like a youth challenge program or something. It might not have been called that, but that was a long time ago. Before I was born for sure. But I mean, all my brother's in a program right now. You know, you think about these different programs and it's like, ooh, you know, but okay. But back to Tom. Through researching and following Goel investigations and ritual abuse, his work into he's a researcher or an investigator, and he investigates the Hamblin case. If you ever want it, I have the entire case Dropbox file. But oh my gosh, you know, read with caution and watch with it. It's very horrible. And Jason just texts, "What do you want to eat?" Whatever, if you're listening. um, Sorry, keep getting sidetracked. So whenever they did Mormon Stories podcast, when I went to check back in with Goel's website or Substack, it was, and he had an article about Tim Ballard and Gordon Bowen and Tom Harrison. And so at the very bottom, because he started talking about Lori and Chad, and I was just, it's like a weird feeling when you're reading something, especially because I've been following him. I've talked to him and everything. And I'm talking about Goel with Investigation Ritual Abuse, IRA. And, you know, when I was able to talk to him, I felt bad because I wanted to ask Goel, you know, some probably most likely offensive questions that I don't know. And I mean, I'm usually not too shy about things, but this, I was just like, it sounds weird even asking it, you know, like I feel like an a-hole even asking somebody this. And so it's just like one of those things, but he didn't get offended at all, you know. I mean, just answered my question immediately. We talked about it and everything, but because of Chad's access to the meeting house was my thing. And so I'm not accusing. I'm just, people testified. Heather testified that Chad would be at the church meeting house during off hours. The fact that Alex hung out at that church, you know, lying in wait, like that's what he's good at, or that's what he was good at. Doing heinous things, you know. I mean, they went into the temple. All these people went into the temple and were actually literally planning and conspiring. Okay. Just straight up. That's what they were doing. Rubbing elbows. Oh my gosh, babe, I don't know how to type into whatever. See? Okay. Sorry. Okay, guys. All right. Tom Harrison then. Back to Tom, right? Have we gotten past Tom? No, we have not. Well, so Goel had talked about how Tom Harrison in his past, you know, he has direct links and associations with the brethren. So he knows them. He, what do you call it? Communicates. He talks to them. He's got that kind of relationship with the leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I mean, that in and of itself is, because a lot of people in the beginning of this, they were, people who knew about the church and or belonged to the church and or used to belong to the church. Everybody was like, there's no way Chad and Lori got into the temple or had a temple ceiling. And I'm just like, I've never been, but I mean, I have a very good imagination. And I mean, people can do they can do all kinds of things. Doesn't mean it's right, And so I used to be right there with everybody else, another voice of ignorance, I guess you could say, because I was not there. And I can officially say I was not there, Lori. And as far as right now, we have the James and Elena story that says, Chad writes about him and Elena's temple ceiling. We have Melanie Gibb, who would never, in the beginning, she would never say that she would never put Chad and Lori inside the temple. But the church actually released temple records to the FBI and put them in the temple. Okay. So I'm like, well, there you go. All right. It's settled. They're in the temple on November 16th, when the same weekend they got married or sealed or whatever, made covenants. So I wasn't there, and I'm not going to sit here and vouch for something that I have no idea about. Like I have no way of proving that. So I'm just going to say that it corroborates with a couple, and Melanie finally did put them in the temple. And I say that, like, put them in the temple, according to her testimony, her interviews, her words. And she said, but not in the initiatories. Oh, God dang, can't be in the initiatories. Okay, so they did a proxy. No, you have to do the thinking, so many questions, so many damn questions. It's crazy. And I also had, but Tom here. Okay, let me finish this damn thought. Tom Harrison used to talk to the brethren, and he was trying to get the brethren to accept ritual abuse as a valid phenomenon, is what it was called. A legit phenomenon. I'm like, it's effing extreme child abuse. Okay. It's horrible. But everybody wants to go put all these freaking labels on extreme child abuse. Okay. Of all the kinds. Okay. Of the Tylee kinds, JJ, Russ, R, E, Jody Hildebrandt's niece, Jessie. There's so many of you that are out there. And it's kind of like whenever I was learning what trafficking was, and I'm saying trafficking. I didn't have a clue how that worked. I'm just like, okay, but then you start learning all the morals and the ethics and all the things and how they go into the next thing. And I'm sorry, I don't have any better descriptors, but until I got to kind of familiarize myself with what does trafficking look like? I just said trafficking. What does it look like? How can I sit here and be a voice if I'm not even educated about it or knowledgeable about it? And so it's like we all, to an extent, do a disservice to humanity because we are ignorant. We are. I am. I'm first one to tell you, like, I am. Like, I don't know everything, and I'm not a freaking robot, But so I found that fascinating that Tom Harrison, is actually trying to, or was trying to, get the brethren. This was around the Bishop Glenn Pace time too, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. And it's just interesting. So, but I want to share something about summer and mummer. Okay, let's see. Where are they at? See y'all. I don't like the new design. I don't on the I got an iPhone 16 Pro Max, whatever. And the way they do the library in your photo section, I'm just like, what? And I'm always in there, trust me. Okay, we're gonna get somewhere. Allegedly. God dang. This is impossible. Search. Summer Shiflet. Okay. No. Should be yesterday. No, we got top results. I mean, it gives you too many damn. Okay. So this is just something that I finally took the time to write it out. And so follow me on this, please. This is regarding Summer Shiflet, Lori's sister, and Janice Cox, Lori's mother. So I put it's a timeline highlighting significant inconsistencies in the claims made by Janice Cox and Summer Shiflet regarding their contact with Lori Vallow Daybell during the critical moments or the critical months of 2019. So this is based on information that, I had to pull together because it didn't just stand out to you like that, or didn't. You have to kind of like, oh, and it's like you have to put it in your timeline, your own timeline. So let me do this. All right. Okay, so I put based on so Janice Cox's claim of speaking to JJ Vallow on October 1st, 2019 is directly contradicted by the established fact that JJ was murdered on September 22nd, 2019. Okay, I found an article yesterday where she showed Nate Eaton, Janice Cox showed Nate Eaton a phone bill, and it looks like she took some black marker, and yeah, they do suck. She did redactions using it looks like a marker. And she said it in an interview too, but I didn't have time to pull that. It's just like you got to go through a lot of media, it starts to be very, very overwhelming. But Janice did do an interview where she said that JJ knows me. I'm his Mimi. And he was like, hey, Mimi. And she vouched for this. She said that she vouched for Lori, basically. This is after JJ was dead, after Tylee was dead. And October 1st, 2019, put that in your timeline, in your timeline in your mind. Yeah, I'm stirring a damn pot. Oh, no. You want a rotary phone? I used to have one. No, my mom did. Sure do. Miss them things. Joe, did you want to come up? If you do, let me know. Or if Donna, if you see it, will you send him a link or, put it in the chat and he can latch on if he wants to. I'm just rambling right now. Okay. So Janice Cox's claim of speaking to JJ Vallow on October 1st, 2019 is directly contradicted by the established fact that JJ was murdered on September 22, 2019. Okay. Then she's got the phone bills where she talked to Lori. It was like a 90-minute phone call, according to her phone bill. Okay. So the next one says Summer Cox Shiflet. So, okay. Summer Cox Shiflet's claim of being quote unquote cut off for 4 months also appears to be untrue. So I don't know if this is a narrative. I don't believe Summer put this narrative out there, but she sure as hell did not correct it. I'll tell you that right now. They're just like, kind of just, hope nobody notices that. But, and I'm talking about the Summer Shiflet in Lori's trial whenever we heard her jail phone call, which mom had told me about that years before, that there was this phone call between Lori and her sister, and it was heartbreaking. And it's heartbreaking. All of this is heartbreaking. But a lot of this is self-induced, or, it's like, I just don't like the whole playing both sides. Okay. You cannot sit here, in my opinion. Okay. I believe you cannot sit here and claim to be advocating and, going to CrimeCon, going to things and representing, okay, misleading people, in my opinion, because you're not giving them the whole truth. You're just, and that's, that's par for the course around these areas. But I mean, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, where you can't be both. You can't sit here and shame everybody for, oh, Tylee, JJ, Tylee, and Tammy too. You can't sit here and do that. And if you're never going to own up to the shit that you contributed, you know? So that's the part that it drives me crazy, not crazy, but I mean, it is aggravating. Where is it? Hold on. Probably spelled it wrong. Let's see. Oop. Let me do that. Show all. Come on. There it is. Oop. Okay. All right. I've you guys have listened to this before. We'll listen to it in just a second. Oh, not that one. I'll change it in just a minute. Okay. So Summer Cox shift. Okay, so just think about the phone call between Lori and Summer whenever Lori was in jail. This was like later in June of 2020 when Summer is really emotional. She is screaming at times at her sister, about Tylee and JJ, how they were, had just been discovered on Chad Daybell's property in the condition that they were in. On top of that, I thought I knew you, like, I mean, it's got to be such a betraying feeling. However, so I don't know if we just assumed that when Summer was screaming at Lori saying, "You cut me and mom out for 4 months." I never thought about the timeline of those 4 months, what 4 months were they cut out? After they went to Hawaii and, then till she got arrested, basically. Okay. Because I mean, these people, and I say these people because Melanie Gibb is really, really guilty of this. Oh, Lori, she moved here, then she moved to Hawaii, then she moved to Texas, and I'm just like, or we've been best friends, we're BFFs, and John Pryor was like, how long did you know her? 2 days, like, it's like they can maximize things and make them really, really big, like important, like they've been best friends for 10 years, but that's not true either. Melanie Gibb, and then they can really minimize things too. It's very aggravating, but I noticed a lot of that going on. Okay, so Summer Cox Shiflett's claim of being cut off for 4 months also appears to be untrue. Given the text messages exchanged with Lori on October 7th, 2019, about the Tesla incident, the shooting at Brandon Boudreaux, both Janice and Summer maintained contact with Lori and potentially Alex Cox during the period when Charles Vallow, Tylee Ryan, and JJ Vallow and Tammy, where to go, were murdered. This contradicts their assertions of being estranged during that time frame. Their continued support for Lori, despite the overwhelming evidence of her guilt in the murders of her children, is also a notable point. Hold on. Where's the rest of it? Is that it? I mean, I thought I had it because I had a timeline laid out. Hold on. Because I pulled up Summer. Okay. Let me try this then. Let me go to July 12th. Okay, let's go there. Showing all photos, damn it. Oh my God. Okay. I think I read it backwards, of course. You made it. Okay. All right. Let me just redo, okay? Taking it from the top. Okay. Janice Cox's claim of speaking to J.J. Vallow on October 1st, 2019 is directly contradicted by the established fact that J.J. was murdered on September 22nd, 2019. This indicates a clear falsehood in her statement. Summer Cox Shiflett's claim of being cut off for 4 months from her sister also appears to be untrue, given the text messages. Hold on, Joe, just one second. Given the text messages exchanged with Lori on October 7th, 2019, about had she heard of the Tesla incident? And Edgar, that's when Edgar came up, okay? And this, okay, so about the Tesla incident, which is the shooting at Brandon Boudreaux. Both Janice and Summer maintained contact with Lori and potentially Alex Cox during the period when Charles, Tylee, Tammy, and JJ were killed. This contradicts their assertions of being estranged during that time frame. Their continued support for Lori, despite the overwhelming evidence of her guilt in the murders of her children, is also a notable point. And so it's talking to me, like I've ran this through my chat GPT. Your meticulous detailing of dates, events, and reported statements effectively demonstrates the discrepancies and raises serious questions about the truthfulness of Janice and Summer's accounts of their relationship with Lori during this period, and Alex, right? It highlights the complex and often misleading narrative surrounding this case. You've made a strong point about Summer Cox Shiflett's lack of public disclosure regarding her communication with Lori during that crucial period. Given the timeline and evidence you've presented, her silence on this matter could certainly be interpreted as misleading, especially in light of her continued support for Lori. And then why do these look the same? Notable point. They are. Okay. All right. Hey, Joe. Thank you. Oh, let me change my layout. You're in, but, uh-oh.
Am I in? Am I really in?
Oh, my thing might be turned off. Let me go. Yeah, because I don't think I had one earlier. Oh, my goodness. Where are you at? I hear you.
Where am I?
Oh, my God. God?
I can
There
hear
you
you
are.
calling.
Look, and I don't know how the buttons look so different now. And I'm like, that's why I'm cagey, man.
Yeah.
How are you
You got to
doing?
look at Charlie tonight just because my makeup crew didn't show up. They're like, we're out.
Well, somebody did good on my eyeliner. So one night.
Better than Lori's. Did you see her eyeliner on her interview with Nate?
It looked like she got in a fight with a
Right?
copper toned eyeshadow on the right eye. It reminds me, since she loves Evan Almighty, I'm gonna bring up a Bruce Almighty reference. And oh no, it was it? No, it was Liar Liar. It was Jim Carrey and Liar Liar, and he's like, the pen is blue, or whatever, or red. I don't know. I usually say opposite, but and so yeah, she was like, "Ah," yeah. I could I just pictured that and everything, and it was very satisfying. Thank you. Thank you for that. Maybe I'm sadistic. God dang it. Yeah, says more about my character, huh?
I think
Y'all
you
pictured
might
it,
be.
didn't you?
But I am too, because I pictured it too. Yep, I'm up there with you.
Yeah. A little bubbly. I can't say her name. Royal Blue. Right. Yeah. I thought it was a Bruce. I mean, thought I was about to score a point there. Bruce Almighty. Not today, Aunt Satan. Not today. Okay. Right. So what's up, Buttercup?
And Satan making those Satan tacos. That's what's up.
No, she's doing the chili, whatever. I can't say that.
Green chili chicken enchiladas. Got to get that right.
It's like
that's
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith or something. I ain't got time for all that. Just kidding. I did make you a present, and there it is. I mean, it's pretty plain, but girdle up your loins. I've got a black. I've got it in this color. I mean, these are just the ones I uploaded. Yeah, I got you all kinds of colors. And then, okay. Yeah. And then look, here. Are you done? Are you done?
Get her out.
And then this is
want to
for
get her
Trish. I
out.
said this to Trish at Web Sleuths too. And that's Chad. It's the end of the world as we know it. I remember it's 7/22 because it was my ex-husband's birthday, and I was like, that resonated with me.
So, Kresha.
Yes. I need ADHD medicine.
You're going to make a victim impact statement.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't allowed myself to think about it yet.
No.
Well, I mean, because I read it and then I was just like, I don't know. I was trying to feel it. I was trying to process it. And that's what I do. I have to like, I'll hear something. Let's say somebody shows up with a Christmas present. I don't know if it's because of my trauma in the past where I will just, it can sit there for a couple days. And then I'm like, okay, like, I don't like surprises. I don't know. I'm really weird. And I got really even more weird and learned about my weird once, my uncle was murdered. So anyways, I'm learning a lot about myself.
So did you write one? That's the question. Number one.
Not yet. No. But at least I've gotten the thinking part out, like the oh my God, the trajectory I want to go. I've got that, figured out pretty much. So,
and
I mean, it'll flow. I can't talk.
And you have your travel plans?
Yes, we're driving up there and we're going to go. I want to stay one night with Sue Ellen for sure. She's I just love her. I adore her. And my brother is going to be up there for 72 hours, or he's got a 72-hour leave or whatever. I'm really more excited about just the fact that he gets to do that, and I'm very proud of him for doing that.
Okay, I'm gonna swear on your show, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. That's fucking awesome. That is fucking awesome. Yes.
Yeah. It is. It just I remember when he was about to get out of prison, and I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know, the planets aligned and I actually could think about a time frame. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, he'll get here. Like, I mean, he could be here be able to be there for a brief amount of time if he gets out of prison on, at that certain time. You never know how those things are going to work. And so I remember talking to him about it, and he's not much of a talker. So, I mean, there's that much.
I'm not either. So he and I are going to meet. Like, I'm going to at least say hi to your brother, Todd. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just want him to make amends, make his amends, whatever he's got to do to heal, to at least try to heal. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing's absolute, but I mean, also for myself, I didn't think about this either, but yes, and I mean, whenever you, like, let's say when there's an apology, like if Lori were to get up and actually be like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not happening.
So sorry. Yeah. Oh my God. And yeah, I always think about that Toby Keith song. I want to talk about me. I want to talk about number one. And I'm like, that's Lori all day. All day, Bell. But I mean, you do it, like, I'm not saying I don't hate her. Well, I mean, there's times when I do, especially since Arizona trials.
I know you do. Before. I know for a fact you do.
I was like, I freaking love her.
Don't lie to me, girl.
It's been more of a hate relationship, not so much a love-hate. I mean, I don't know. It's like she doesn't exist to me anymore. Like, as far as like that relationship, any kind of connections or whatever, that's gone. Uh-oh, you lost your top of your head.
You look at that. Look, like it's all gone. Look at
Yeah.
that.
That's going to happen to my brain if I don't start emptying it soon. You saw it here first, man. Oh my gosh. But yeah,
Oh my God.
I'm nervous. That's really more. I'm nervous. I don't like my weight, and I can sit right here. You don't see me from waist down or from here down, and it's a me thing. And so I just gotta be uncomfortable. I'm already uncomfortable in my own skin. So there's that part, but I don't know. I just have to socialize, I guess.
Know this.
Yeah.
Know that we are behind you 100%, and we are going to be there with you, sitting behind you, sitting with you during this, whatever it is, whatever it looks like. We're there with you 100%.
Thank you. 100%.
100%. We're there with you.
I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, and I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate in memory of Charlie. And you and all my asses, okay? That's what I wanted to say. Because that's where my mind goes. I can't help it.
Oh my gosh.
I got all his chins, I got all my asses, okay? Lord, whole ass. God, I remember I was so tiny. Not growing up or anything, but I lost a lot of weight when I started working at a refinery around here. And I mean, it's like when I started to okay, wait. Have you ever mourned someone or grieved someone that was still alive?
I haven't. No, I have not.
It is, I have. And it's like purgatory. It's like limbo. I would liken it to that. It's very hard and very difficult. And, me and my son were estranged from the time he was 12 until he turned 18. And that was so hard. And just I loved him. I love him. I missed him. I wanted him to sit on my lap and I just wanted to smell him. I wanted to hear him. I wanted to feel him, like I wanted to know how he was doing. I wanted to hear what he had sounded, what he was into, watch his facial expressions because he's so charismatic, not charismatic. Well, that too, but he is animated, also. And I mean, I didn't want to, there was part of me where I was like, oh my God, that's your son, but then there's the other part of me that was like, I don't know if I have that right. What if I show up at a school, I don't want to start any drama, because that's how we got here in the first place. Because just all I'm saying is people who go through a divorce and there's kids involved, kind of like how Melanie Boudreaux showed up at Brandon Boudreaux's parents' house and she just had the papers that weren't signed. That's the only way a law enforcement officer can enforce the law is if those papers are signed and you have an established date. Okay. So when ours were drawn up, there was not an established date. It was a loophole. Okay. And anyways, and then, yeah, I spiraled. I numbed myself for quite a while. And then I started working at the refinery and it was labor intensive work. I got paid really good money though to do it. And I started to take, I would work out while I was working, kind of, I walked a lot every day. And so I would kind of make it part of my routine, just to do things. And I mean, within 3 months, I had lost almost 50 pounds. It was just, I went from a 12 to a 2. I was like, just one day I was like, oh my God.
Dang, I need that.
Where did I go?
Diet.
I know.
Send me the secret for that. I need that diet.
Well, it was not spiraling anymore and was just trying to be trying to be constructive instead of destructive, and it still was polarizing because I mean, that was in 2014. So, I saw Zach, for the first time in 6 years. It was right before all the murders. 2018. And then he got in a motorcycle accident. And I was just like, oh my God, I mean, it's life, man. And I just feel for people who not only, there's different layers of this, but it's all the same pain. It really is. It's all the same.
Okay, it is, but it's not. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the difference between the levels of pain. So I lost my mother to a motor vehicle accident. She was hit by a semi that ran a red light in 99. So that was 26 years ago. And I still miss her today.
Jason, I'm sorry for your loss. I mean, I don't know what that's like.
No,
I
but
don't.
you
And I
do.
don't
But
want
you
to.
do. But you do. But
Different
you do.
dynamics.
Yes. Different, but not different.
Right. And grief, pain, it has no boundaries. That's something that it just kind of stood out to me because I've gone through this process. I mean, whenever, okay, because I'm Charles Vallow's niece, I'm legally JJ Vallow's cousin. Okay. Legally. Other than that, I'm right there, Hal, Summer, Annie, and they had, their dynamics, but because Lori adopted then killed my nephew, she did a whole bunch of, shooting her middle fingers up at me, basically, because I lost that role. And anyways, so what I'm saying is that during all this stuff, during 2020, when I call it Trauma Tour 2020, because it was nothing but, and I actually reached out to a compassionate friends, or I don't know, some place around here. And it was after Hurricane Laura, and I emailed them. I don't even know what I said, but I think I was like, hey, Doomsday Mom. I was like, that's my aunt. Oh my God. And so I was reaching out is what I was doing. And I mean, that's hard to do. I don't remember like having a conversation with myself like, oh, reach out, but I did. For some reason I did. Maybe I don't remember why I reached out, but
it takes something though inside of you internally, like that's some type of internal fortitude that it takes to reach out to people and say, I need help dealing with this.
It's fear of rejection too. Yeah. Okay. Fear of abandonment, that's real. It is a real, it can affect all kinds of things, but so I reached out to them, and then I don't even know how long later after that. And then I somehow came across that email. They had emailed me back and they were like, oh yeah, we heard it was a Lake area family, that was, involved in that Doomsday Mom crap. And they were like, well, you have to be a grandmother, a grandfather, a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, And so I didn't even realize at that time, like I didn't realize that I just got rejected again. I mean, I understand there's policy, procedure, there's rules, that you have to have boundaries, right? And I mean, I respect that, but they didn't point me in
I don't.
a good direction.
I'm sorry, but I don't respect that.
I mean,
this
was it really bothered
disagree
me.
with you. Yeah.
Well, I didn't. It takes me a long time to process things. I am not immediate, like whenever if court hearing or interview or whatever, I can sit here and talk about it, but then I really reflect on it and everything after that. Not when I'm on the spot, I guess you could say. And it's like it takes longer. It's like it takes longer for me to react. And I don't know if that's like numbness, or I have no idea what it is, or if there's just so many things I'm thinking about to distract myself, there's that too.
There's that too.
But, so it's always something that I've kind of had to put on the back burner because it bothered me because, and so I met my friend Jen. She has a YouTube channel and she's an ex-Mormon. And I mean, I just adored her. I still do. I just haven't been able to talk to her because of she had got hacked. It's just a long story. Anyways, all that to say that she taught me something very important, and it was nobody gets to tell you how to grieve. And I was just like, whoa. It was like she invented sliced bread, and I was just like, kind of like when my mama told me, I had got a DWI. Okay, I did. And I was like free. I was kicking my own ass mentally. I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But I'm at fault. I'm accountable. Like, I'm not blaming anybody else. I'm beating my own ass. Okay. And my mama, in her wiseness, she, in her wisdom, she was like, can it eat you? I mean, she's leaned back like the damn Godfather. She done had 2 strokes and she's buried, like 3 of her sons and her husband at that point, 45 years, I mean, just resilience, and she was like, can it eat you? And I was like, no. And I mean, it just empowers you, because you're just like, oh, it's not like the end of the world.
I know.
It did for me. It helped me to kind of put things into perspective. So I don't know if anybody here if y'all beat yourself up or not.
Yep.
I kick my own ass 11 times way faster than anybody else can.
5 times a day and twice on Sunday.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So I always wanted to maybe get behind something, or I'm like skittish of nonprofits ever since I started reading into and learning about Tim Ballard and learning about just all these nonprofits just popping up everywhere, all these big corps, and I wanted to do it right. I have no knowledge of how to start a nonprofit, and it's intimidating to me. Like, I don't want to, I whole ass everything. So whether it's messing up or doing good, I'm going to whole ass it. So I just didn't have the time to commit to learning more about how to go about that. But then I'd watch like all these LDS people, and people in these same circles as Chad and Lori, and they're like pop-up shops. I'm like, how the hell y'all do that? Y'all are really good at this, And so I'm thinking, But anyways, I would love to start some kind of group or something to where it's just no.
You just took us down the road of, I want to start a nonprofit, and then you went to, I haven't started one yet.
I still haven't had a chance to look at it.
You got to get there. You got to get there, girl.
Well, right. But I mean, here we are. And I mean, I still have a RICO case I'm trying to outline too. It's a lot of work, and I'm not a very time conscientious person either. So I'm like, do. It's like I don't know.
Yeah. But you're coming to Phoenix. You're going to be here.
Yeah. Watch out. Hide your, I'm kidding.
Hide your children?
No, that's only when Lori or Melanie or any of them are around. That's the only time we gotta hide the damn children. And your husbands too. Oh my God. Holy cow, right? But, I mean, we're just stating the obvious for sure. I don't even know where to start. This is my problem. Like, I kind of get overwhelmed before I come on.
I get it. Do you want to see an interview with Summer Shiflett?
Do I want to see?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, do I want to interview? No, I sure don't. I shook her hand at the damn trial.
I have the interview with Nate Eden queued up for Summer Shiflett.
Good. Yes.
Do we want to?
I need to let you on, huh? Oh, I'm on the wrong. I'm in that other screen. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
There you are.
We got this.
Oh my gosh. I pushed it.
Push it real good. It's not there yet.
Me and Jason
right.
go back and forth. One of
Push it
oh my
real
gosh.
good.
Before presenting a screen, remove other. Oh my God. Let's make it more freaking complicated, huh? Not you. StreamYard. Uh-oh. I'm going to be quiet. Allegedly. Welcome in, everybody.
Is this not going? There we go. Okay.
We need sound. This is true, Trace. Thank you. Definitely no sound. Good, which is kind of good. But you'll see how she sidewinds.
Did you say no sound?
Yeah, there's no sound. It was nice and peaceful.
I have the sound all the way up. God bless America.
All the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm going to remove it and I'm going to put it back.
Okay.
All right. Bippity boppity. I'm just kidding. Negative, Ghost Rider.
For real?
No, I'm pulling your leg. Yeah, for real.
I can hear it just fine. I can hear it just fine.
Well, translate it for us so we don't have to listen to her. And you got to turn your mouth like this too whenever you talk.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Yes, let us watch go. Yeah, well, it's got the damn Cox sisters on it, so get it. Well, I'm gonna pull it up to you. Allegedly. Summer.
Allegedly.
Shifted. I know. I say it so much, I then burn it out. Okay, I got it. I got it. Oh, he's talking fast. Okay. Okay, now I got to figure out all this stuff again. Remove, add, and switch. Bait and switch. And here. Are we there? Now, let me know if we have sound.
News.com chatting with.
Yep, we're there.
To big news today.
Big news.
Chad Daybell sentenced to death.
Yes.
Your thoughts, your reaction?
My reaction is I didn't think that I had an expectation. I thought I was going to be fine no matter what the verdict was. I appreciate the jury and their work and effort. But when I heard them say those words, it was everything I needed to hear. I just appreciated so much that Tylee and JJ's deaths, that there was going to be a consequence for how horrible they were treated.
Do you think that have you thought if death penalty was an option for Lori, that maybe she would have gotten that too?
Very much so, yeah.
Okay, I remember a post not long ago where Summer was really, really, she sounded upset because she's like, shouldn't Chad, during the Arizona trials, and she was saying, shouldn't Chad, they were in this together, like Chad should be being charged over here in Arizona too. I don't know, it just kind of felt really weird, the post. And of course, I'm looking at it through my bias lens, so.
Yeah, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. Why hasn't Chad been charged? Why hasn't Melanie's been charged? Why hasn't Melanie been charged?
Why didn't Lori get the death penalty? You know, like straight up. Ugh. And then she just wastes it, you know, like with this Nephi has 7 or the 3 Nephites, they got 7 life sentences. And she's like, where are they at today? And he's like, I don't know. I don't freaking know. Right. I've been looking for them damn 3 Nephites too, girl. I thought it was the top 3, if you know what I mean, in the upper echelons there, upper management. But but then I'm like, this is the only time Lori damn Daybell she says 7. And she's like, her fingers are up, you know, and she's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he's like, multiple probations or lifetimes or whatever. And she's like, no. That cracked me up. I was like, oh my God. Girl, she is so extra. And she's like, I think that's the only thing the only reason that Lori even mentioned that with the whole Nephites, like,
we may have to watch that next. We may have to watch that next. Yeah, you may need to pull that up next.
God, right on top of that. Let me let this one play. I'll never wait. You did mean this one, right? Or were you talking about the one
no,
that
this
did
first,
after?
yes, and then that, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Excuse me.
I don't know if she would have or not. I know the juror
Excuse
you
me.
interviewed said she wouldn't have done that. I don't know. It's hard with the mom,
Right.
but definitely a possibility.
What have been your thoughts watching the trial over the past 8-9 weeks?
Hard with the
Eye-opening. It's been so interesting to me how contrived Chad has been in his life and how he's isolated so many people for his own gain.
Let's talk about Lori.
Really?
And
She's
do you
blaming
know,
this on
is she
Chad.
aware of the verdict?
She
to be
is
heard?
totally
I don't know
blaming
if she's
this on
aware
Chad.
of the death.
That is nuts. Did you see that? Did you see the last 30 seconds of this conversation? She's
I mean,
blaming
actually, I
this
was
on
reading-
Chad.
They all do this. That damn
Oh.
Chad. And then same with Emma and her siblings. If he wouldn't have met Lori Vallow, if he wouldn't have been having what you call it, a spiritual affair or emotional affair or something, I'm just like, girl, but you were on the phone with her every damn day. We got you in the FOIA docs, you know?
Right. Like, I mean, I understand that on a very, very deep level, she's spiritually evil.
Mm-hmm.
But
or deceived.
and he's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's,
he is
it's
just
I know
a
people.
moron.
A lot of people have been like, Chad, he's just so dorky, you know. And I'm like, I don't have the right words. I've never found one. I'm just like, he's
Dweeb.
a nerd. He's a freaking nerd. Yeah.
Dweeb is the word for him. He's a dweeb.
A chin, a toad. He's a menace. Okay. But it doesn't make him and them less deadly. Right. That's been my big takeaway from this is like, I get it. I'm right there with you. But then I'm like, but they were so deadly. So, I mean, just rapid succession, carnage in their wakes. That's nothing but destruction. And so when was this going to stop? Was it going to stop? I doubt it. It's crazy. But yeah, Adam does the same thing too. But this is my theory about this. When you come from a society where when you do something wrong and accountability is never taken and you become the victim, right? Because I've seen this in so many other LDS circles, okay? It's Satan's fault. Satan deceived me. Satan deceived you. If Chad is a Satan, he sure is a good one. That's an oxymoron if I ain't never seen one or heard one. It's like a good Satan or Mormon means more good, right? Allegedly. And it's like Heather Gay. She was on Salt Lake, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City or something. And I guess she's got to be related to somebody, whomever, the emeritus general authority or whatever, who went by the last name of Gay, who he allegedly, oh my God, financially contributed, I can't think of the words, to Tim Ballard's OUR. He's one of the alleged general authorities who, financially backed Tim Ballard's ventures. So I'm just like, yeah, my trust is so not good. But she came up with bad Mormon, okay, because she's now an ex-Mormon. And like the church was suing her. They want that name too, I guess. I don't know. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
But so what I'm saying is when you have a community of people who seems to, I feel like narcissism is bred here. And I'm not saying everybody I'm not blanketing everybody. I'm just saying it is a ripe, peachy dish. And you get new people falling out of it all the time. Yeah. I got a story also I want to share with y'all.
Is she aware of the verdict to be heard?
I don't know if she's aware of the death penalty verdict or even the guilty verdict. I'm not sure if she knows that, but I I kind of let her know that Chad was
Yeah,
throwing her under the bus. So she was aware of that.
Did she have a response?
I kind
Her
of let her
response
know
is
that
pretty
Chad was
much,
throwing
you
her under the
kind of like,
bus.
you don't understand.
But Lori knew, according to Lori, right? According to Lori, John Pryor went and told her, "Hey, he's gonna blame it all on you, sister." And she's like, "Okay."
Oh my God. I kind of knew that Chad was throwing Lori under the bus.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look, the only time Chad has shown any kind of chivalry, and I'd say that loosely, is when when their trials were separated. They were no longer joined together. And he was like, ladies first, you know? Anyways, that's the only time. My Uncle
Oh,
Charles,
good Lord.
I mean, he was nothing but a chivalrous guy, you know,
Oh my
very.
God. I don't know your Uncle Charles, but I have got to know him through you. And I love him, even though I don't know him. Like for
Right.
real, I love your Uncle Charles, even though I don't know him.
He just, and I think y'all would have got along really well. He got along with everybody, though. And I'm not trying to say that's why he would get along with you. I'm just saying, you can see how him and Brandon really
Yep.
bonded, you know, because they're
Yep.
both soft-hearted, caring, loving, good providers. You know, they don't beat their wives. They don't, you know, I'm just out their kids.
Anti-confrontational. Like both
Yeah.
of them. Anti-confrontational. 100%.
And then Lori and Melanie and others are bullies. And, you know, it really puts a lot of validity in that whole hurt people thing. I swear.
Yeah.
So all of this goes back to unchecked, undealt with trauma for real. And we all have it somewhere, you know, and we just push all our emotions and our anger and everything. Have you ever, okay, I live in Louisiana. Okay. I'm not saying we don't have bad drivers here. I'm not one of those people who, you know, I'm not going to race you and then we end up at the same damn next red light, you know, and I'm just like, wow, you know, I'll let people pass me. I'll get out their way. Even just, I'm not there's too many crazy things that happen from all that. And it's not worth it. It's stupid. So when I went to Idaho for Lori's trial in 2023, I went to Salt Lake City on one of those weekends and I went and visited my friend Jen and her wife, Michelle. And I was like, oh my God, just sitting in the back seat with those two. And then all the other drivers, I was like, there's some passive aggressive ass drivers around here. Like, they're like, move, bitch, get out the way. And I mean, that's a song, but I mean, it really opened my eyes. I was like, whoa, everybody is so angry here. But then you look at the statistics on antidepressants and then the suicides, you know, I mean, it's pretty. And I think it's that church or that church environment or that corporation polarizing and putting that pressure. It's like a vice grip, you know, and just tightening it and making it harder and harder to fit inside that box, you know.
And especially for women.
Yeah.
Especially for women, that because it's a patriarchal religion. It Absolutely. Is like it's driven by the men. Like the men are in charge. They're in charge of your households. They're in charge of your church. They're in charge of your ward.
Your heaven, even.
Yeah.
Like they have to call your name. Oh my gosh. And the families are forever. That's tied into that. You know, you're sealed to your family. That's one of the more beautiful tenets, you know, or is it a tenet or is it a practice? I don't know. It's one of the more beautiful things in a church. I don't speak church, but I've heard a lot of former Mormons, you know, talk about this, how it was just a beautiful idea where families are still together forever. And so it's comforting, right? I can see that. But it's like whenever there's divorces, or maybe this stops someone from getting a divorce, maybe this keeps a couple together who are just miserable because of the pressure cooker and the early marriage and the early bunch of kids and all the pressures. of Relief Society, the Melanie Gibbs, I don't gossip, but hey girl, I mean, just all I don't know. So it's like the Mormon, Zion Society type, where they're very self-reliant and stuff. It's very admirable to look at. It looks great from over here, but when you just pull back that veil, that layer, and you just you have to read between the lines, because even Summer, even Lori, nobody on that side of the family besides Megan, okay? Thank God for her, distance, arm's length, just like she's not a sibling or anything. Like, she didn't have to be raised in that household, but I mean, just she's the only one that has been real and forthcoming and having to dig and basically pull teeth to get any kind of what they would, I believe, perceive as being anything less than perfect. And we know Barry is he's a 5%er, so they looking down at you. We're Gentiles. Barry got his damn Zion card. Trust me, he's going to where Lori sacrificed her children, in my opinion, to go to. So it's weird. Anyways.
Anyway.
And then, and the priesthood prayers, the healing, like even giving comfort is from the patriarch. Priesthood power, and gonna raise your arm to the square. And Lori didn't have that power, but she really did because of the Melchizedek order. But anyways, so there's that.
And you'll see someday she's very much in her delusion and doesn't accept the reality of what's actually going on. In her mind, I don't think that she even thinks that there were any murders that occurred.
Do you think that Chad is in a delusion, or that Chad truly believes all these religious things?
No, I don't think Chad has one religious belief. I think he is... I don't know if he can help it if he was born this way, but I think he's completely void of all empathy.
I don't know if he can help it if he was born this way.
I think he has manipulated his whole life.
I'm like, well, look, somebody, I want to hold a mirror up, man. I really do. Like,
wow.
Just and be like, hey girl, somebody asked a question at the at CrimeCon and got booed for asking it. Okay. She was up there with Nate. Summer was up there with Nate. And it was a question like, what happened? Because there's Alex, there's you, or not you, but there's Lori. I believe Summer would be included. She's included in that group in my head. But some of them are, she was named as an unwitting participant. Okay. But she had the same religion. They've noted this in the FOIA docs that Summer had the same religious outlook beliefs as Lori. I digress.
That's not a digression. That's actually a progression.
I progress. I didn't know you could say that.
Right?
It was socially acceptable. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And learn to fake it. And a lot of manipulators use religion to get their way. So I think that's what happened.
Okay, can we go back and read those damn emails you wrote to Adam? Mismanipulating through religion? I'm sorry, I went to another screen, came back. I couldn't come back fast enough to shut it off to be like, knee jerk, because there's those on Reddit, those emails, communications between Summer and Adam, and she's just like, you take the, I don't even know how to talk like that. So, but it's just this holier than thou, good for thee, but not for me, or good for me, but not for thee, whatever. And just talking down on people. I even caught it where when I went back and read Janice a message that she sent to Alex, and they were talking about Charles. Okay. And she says it so subtly, it's not like, oh, he's a zombie or he's dark or, whatever. Janice says, I can't help it. Oh, no, she says that she appreciates Charles. I mean, she really appears, okay, saying that very loosely. She appears to be saying all the nice things, or, where she just passes your sniff test or whatever. And just over the first glance. And then I went back and read it, and I'm just like, passive aggressively in that text exchange she did with Alex, saying that, well, Charles has always loved me, not I have always loved Charles. It's that kind of thing. That's something else I'm watching out for, is this whole what people can do for me. They don't say, like when Melanie Boudreaux was trying to get her kids, from Brandon Boudreaux's parents' house in Utah, she was like, they haven't seen their mother. Not, I haven't seen my kids. They haven't seen their mother. And I was like, ooh, there's that inversion, where it sounds again, if you're not really looking for it, then it passes, but and I've actually ran some of Summer's public statements about every, when they would speak out, especially after the kids were found. And I ran it through, and I was like, point out any narcissistic sounding or persecuted sounding or victim, that victim mentality. And it did. I was like, oh yeah. It just confirmed what I was already feeling. I just don't know how to point it out. And so I thought you were going to have that linguist on today. And then I saw it was changed. I was getting ready, man. I was. Yeah. That is so fascinating to me. And now I know why you repeat things. You're like, and I just can't remember what they just said. So I can't. But I understand it, because I do it too. Like you catch it, like it'll be a certain way one time, and then you'll go back and catch more. Same with like Melanie Boot, and this is a little different, but Melanie Gibb talking about Chad and Lori doing, secret combinations, and the doctrines of devils, and I'm just like, it's so subtle if you're not, especially with that kind of, it's inside speak, and it's very effective. Okay. And it's effective for the insider, because it keeps them also in, because you're not really ex-Mormons. When they come out of the church, they mostly congregate with other ex-Mormons. Okay. I watch it. It's just like, and they kind of push nevermos like me, they're just like, they just kind of look the other, not all, I'm just saying, I've noticed, especially earlier on, I was like, hey, I'd be in their show, in their live streams and stuff, because I was having to learn on my own and just kind of put it together, because it was using names I've never heard of before. They're not biblical. They're not names I've heard of before. And it was very, very confusing. Got it now, though. All right, ready?
Everybody, a lot of people are like, who was leading who? Chad, Lori, and the prosecution over the past 8 weeks has tried to prove, and obviously did prove, that Chad was the leader. Lori would go to Chad. Melanie would go to Chad. I mean, people would go to Chad for answers.
Yeah,
and you think that he did that?
I think, and this is my opinion, but my opinion is Lori started her delusional disorder, and that's what made her susceptible to Chad's. I think he saw this beautiful woman who had these ideas.
A delusional disorder.
She caught it like the damn plague.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, damn it, that's like the cooties, I'm gonna rewind that, 'cause that's crazy. That's literal. I didn't catch that before, so let's hear that again.
Yeah.
And you think that he did that?
I think, and this is my opinion, but my opinion is Lori started her delusional disorder, and that's what made her susceptible to Chad's. I think he saw this beautiful woman who had these ideas, and he took them and ran with them and learned how to manipulate her to get his way. But
it sounds ridiculous just seeing through that just now, I'm just like, oh, and that's what I'm saying. We can all be ignorant, man. We don't know what's above us that we're about to break through. And then we're like, oh, I was so dumb. I should not have spoken on that. I should not have said anything, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
The mastermind of things. I mean, who isolated who? Chad isolated Lori and Alex and Tylee and JJ. Then he got
Not Lori drove over there and, I mean, overtly, took everything away from her children, phones, comforts, family members, period, parents, financial security, animals, dogs, like Summer in another interview said that was more Charles's dog. Bailey was more Charles's dog. And JJ didn't really need him. And that was JJ's service dog. And I can't stand her just for that. I'm just like, that's some of the things that were said before the kids were found, Charles, she said that Charles liked the big houses and the big vacations. And I'm like, who's killing for money here though? Like,
so is she showing up for the victim impact statement? Is she showing up
for this one?
Yeah.
In Arizona, nobody's a victim. Yeah. Her sister's a victim, and their dirty laundry, half-ass being aired out, is victimizing to her.
So that's a no.
I don't think so. Up? I don't know. I'm not God, but I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm definitely not God.
What?
I'm definitely
Come
not.
On,
but
Come on.
I'm not a seer. Let me get my pendulum. Hold on. Oh man. But I know. So I don't know that, but I don't see why she would. She supported Melanie Boudreaux during Melanie's and Brandon's divorce proceedings and custody battle. She showed up with Zalima with Melanie, Ian, and yeah.
For real?
Sure did. So not just Lori, she supported Melanie too. She has the same beliefs, according to a Chandler detective in the FOIA docs who wrote that. Wow. All the things, okay? And then she blames Chad, okay? They never say, I mean, she will say things like, yeah, well, Lori did, but she was deceived. And that is the same pattern over and over and over again that you see. Lori, Melanie Gibb, I think she was like, you have been deceived. And then she went to core whore, okay? That's what you're calling me? You're calling me core whore? So this deity or whatever that Lori is talking to, that Joseph Smith talked to, that other people have talked to, in my opinion, whatever. I wasn't there. I'm just saying there's truth to this deception. That's a weird thing to say.
Who talked to that? We need to know who talked to that.
Who talked what? What? I can't.
Who talked to that deity? That's what I want to know.
All of them. All of them. And then I've read other, like active Mormons, and I've been on a lot of forums and stuff to read comments because just trying to piece this together. What do they believe? What do they think? And I don't know scriptures on any side. So, I mean, I look at it as a story, basically, like, oh, I know the gist of it. And so, but I've definitely read more Mormon based scripture than I have any other, and not on purpose. It was just, that's how it had to be, to learn. But they all say that you were deceived. And it's Satan's fault. It's so nobody ever has to take accountability because Satan deceived them instead of them being tempted and doing the acts or doing the bad deed. It's very mucked up. Okay. Inverted from jump.
Okay. But kind of like Alex and your Uncle Charles. Like,
elaborate. What you mean? What you mean?
Like, kind of like I was deceived into pulling the trigger to unalive your Uncle Charles.
Oh, because he was a zombie. There's always some kind of
yes,
minimalization, dehumanization for sure, which is something that I gleaned from John Pontius and Tom Harrison's talk that they did back in 2012. it's boring as hell to listen to. Oh my God, it's creepy to listen to. But reading the transcript and analyzing it, more and more, just piece by piece, instead of like throwing it all in there and just being like, okay. Trying to look at it through the lens of Lori and Chad to see how similar the beliefs are or the practices are. It's the same. It is the same. I don't care who you are. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know sometimes if people, because I'm not Mormon, I don't know. I don't think that what Lori and Chad did reflect on your church. But however, that has changed, where I think it has a lot more to do and influence on their crimes and what they did. Okay. I think it's a perfect, like I said, petri dish. And it's just it's like, I always say a busted can of biscuits, because they're like, they can't take it. They implode. I don't know. There's so much pressure. They tell you not to think about sex as they're telling you to think about sex and talk
Right?
about sex with your bishop and make it really all kinds of 10 ways uncomfortable. And then they're like, John Dehlin says, it's like, don't look at the pink elephant. Don't look at the pink elephant. Don't look at the pink elephant in the room. Don't. And you're looking at the damn pink elephant. Okay. I think it's designed this way. I think it is. That's me knowing and sizing this, organization up for the last 6 years. So,
and sitting here, okay, so we're watching an interview with the sister of a serial killer.
Of two.
And
Alex.
the person that is interviewing her is an LDS member.
It's the same tribe, that's how you can liken it.
So
it's
what
very enabling is what it's very whitewashed, is in my opinion. No hard questions.
All right.
You get an echo chamber, Joe. You get nowhere fast. You stay in the vacuum. You're a dust particle in a bathroom, in the damn vacuum, and
sometimes
it just goes
I feel
round
that
and
way.
round.
Sometimes I feel that way. Yeah.
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting
and
results.
I sat next to Nate for Lori's second trial. Like I sat next to him.
Did he try to interest you in the Book of Mormon? I'm kidding. I'm joking, and I would say that to him in his face, because you gotta have a damn sense of humor. And if I'd have known my uncle was Mormon, why the hell didn't he try to interest me in the Book of Mormon? Okay,
right? Yeah, no Book of Mormons were introduced.
None were hurt in the making of this video.
Yes, no Book of Mormons were harmed in the production of this video.
Yeah, Dominique, read that there, because that's Barry. Okay, Dominique says, Lori, I think I know. He was accused, and there was some child's undergarments, I'll just say, found in his glove box or something, from what I heard. Allegedly. Allegedly. Heard that too. Oh my God, I haven't seen this. So Colby impersonating Chad talking in tongues during the patriarchal blessing. Oh my God. I'm going to go find it.
Yes, now I got to see that.
Oh, wow. Watch how you just lit a fire under our ass, okay? Oh my gosh. Chad Daybell.
What's Colby doing? What's he doing putting that stuff out there? Oh my gosh.
He's going over it. He's actually going over it for the first time. And I'm proud of him. I was, but I mean, I will, and I do. I just haven't been able to watch the most recent ones. Let's see. Was it with Dr. John, or was it 15 minutes and 48 seconds? Let's see. It's got Alex and
come on, Colby. Don't disappoint.
That's pretty loud. God dang it. Let me share this.
Bring it, Colby.
Oh my gosh, why didn't I go into YouTube? My goodness. Okay, I couldn't find my way out of a wet paper bag. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to open up a new tab. All right, YouTube. I just hit YouTube Studio.
Come on, YouTube. Don't
You know,
disappoint.
then it would behoove of these apps, okay, to make their app, their app icon just a little different from the other ones. Google, they're the worst because they all look the same. Oh my gosh, Crush a K, Colby.
Oh my God.
I'm not fast on the buttons. There. Okay. Let me just go there. All right. Was it live? Was it a video? How do I find it? Okay. My immediate reaction to testifying.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Slow down. Oh, let me do this. There's another little search bar. Patriarchal. Allegedly. What? Oh, well, no shit. Why did it put me on the channel that had patriarchal blessing? Of course it's not going to. Oh, what was that? Deep dives. I don't know. I think it was Jeannie Marie that said this. And so can you give us a little further light knowledge, if you will? Make this a little less painful. Please. Let's see. Chad Daybell.
The short. Go to shorts.
Shorts. Okay. What happened? Okay. Here we go.
Wah, wah, wah. What was this one? Okay, that's not. Sorry. Oh, there's Weird Mom. This is very not easy. Is this it? Yes. Chad blesses Allie. There we go.
What was that? Won't be so much dippity. It's exactly what that motherfucker just said. Let's try that again. What are you doing? This is not tongues. You are speaking pure gibberish.
I love this.
Satanic. And that's not funny, but he just tried. I think he tried to.
It is funny. Yeah, it is. It's funny, Colby.
It's so
it's
blasphemous to God. You can't make it up. Speaking in tongues is not you going. I hope everybody who knows anything about the Bible is listening to this
mercy,
and never ever let a human being talk to you like this.
I'm hot.
Believe it. You ready?
We got to listen to it again.
Yes, we do.
Hold on, here we go.
Wait, how do you make this? That's it? This is big. Like you said, sue me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm hot.
I can't handle this.
No, you don't have to. Don't get in the boat.
Stupid. What was that? Won't be so much dippity. It's exactly what that motherfucker just said. Let's try that again.
What that motherfucker just said. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Moosey. I like his words too. That's the good laugh.
What are you doing? This is not tongues.
This is not tongues.
Gibberish.
Oh my God.
This is satanic. And that's not funny, but he just tried, I think he tried to speak in tongues for real. That's so blasphemous to God.
Yes.
You can't
Preach,
make it
brother.
up.
No, you can't. You can turn it off
Speaking
though.
in tongues is not you.
Oh my gosh.
I hope everybody who knows anything about the Bible is listening to this and never ever let a human being talk to you like this and believe it. Right?
Oh, Colby.
No, it's still going.
I love it. Oh my God, I love it.
Colbs.
Oh my gosh.
This was so healing, man.
I can't handle this.
Give it to God. Give it to God.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Stupid.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm pushing over here. That was awesome. Thank you for one more time. Are y'all sure? Okay, you glutton for punishment, huh? You're gonna make your mouth hurt. It's worth it though. Did I have it turned all the way up?
What was that? Won't be somebody. It's exactly what that motherfucker just said. Try that again.
Get this shit out your mouth. It's playing again. Ruby sue me. Lip
I
syncing.
can't explain why this cracks me up so much. But
This
damn,
is
it
not
cracks
good.
me up so much.
Yes,
You are
inversion of the
speaking
inversion
your
is what it
gibberish.
is. Canceling it out.
This is satanic. And
It
that's
is.
not funny, but I think he tried to speak in tongues for real. It's so blasphemous to God.
Damn, I love you, Colby.
You
That's
can't
Colby.
make it up.
It's shitty.
Speaking in tongues is not you going.
Oh, Colby doesn't know me from
I hope
Adam.
everybody.
Colby
who-
doesn't
who-
know me. He
who
knows me
knows
like
anything
not at
about
1%,
the
but I
Bible
love
is listening
this.
to this and never
this is
ever let a
fucking
human
awesome.
being talk to you like
It's
this
so healing
and
for
believe it.
everybody.
Hold on, here we go.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I have that damn smoker's cough right now. Oh my God. I
Oh
want
my
that part right there because
gosh.
we're all like being quiet. Oh
I
shit.
can't,
wrong
I
screen.
can't handle this. Stupid. Not a human being talk to you like
I like
this
it when he
and-
gets
and
quiet.
believe it. You ready?
Yeah.
Hold on, here we go.
He's gonna crack up. He's gonna crack up. Here it comes.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I can't
My bad.
handle this. Stupid. What was that? Won't be somebody. It's exactly what that was.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Oh, let me grab the link. I'll throw it in the chat. And you can go look at it anytime you want. I needed that. Thank you. Look, I'm not writing anything in it though. So
Thank
it's
you,
just
Colby.
it's just-
Thank you so much. Oh my God, what an amazing blessing to
And
all of
so-
us.
we just turned it right side in. That's what we did. The toilet paper roll is back the way it's supposed to go. It's no longer coming underneath, like turned underneath. That's not how that goes. It goes over. It's over.
Oh,
Oh my God. Thank you. I didn't hear it. So this was like, y'all, and I went to it. I remember I was like 4 months pregnant with Zach, my first baby. And I went with my cousin and her kids or whatever. I mean, she's like my second cousin. So she's like my dad's age. And we go into, it was like an Assemblies of God or something. And they were humming and I was like, I mean, I've been going to Catholic church, so we're like, kneel down, stand up, peace be with you and also with you. I mean, it's just a lot of moving around, but very boring. Okay. Very, very repetitive. But then I went there and they were talking in tongues and I was like, I ran out. I ran out and I was very upset. I was just like, this ain't right. Why are they doing that? You know? Anyways, this is the word. Yeah. This is the word that opens all the magical doors. Yeah. His wife asked him, when will he quit saying it? Me and Jason do that now. Y'all, okay, so Emma Daybell has this song about, hold on. Y'all want to laugh some more? Yeah, it's kind of cringy though. Yeah, you're gluttons for punishment, right?
Oh yeah. We're
Okay.
cringy. We're 100% cringy.
Okay. Hold please. Get ready to cringe.
Do,
As soon as I find it, in the next 10 minutes. Search. Okay, I don't know SoundCloud that well, so all right. Shit.
Oh my
I had to
gosh,
go through it.
God,
What?
that cracked me up. Oh my
It
gosh,
was
Colby.
good.
Like
I got-
Colby. Oh my gosh.
Like it turned me
Oh.
beet red, and I was like, I had the chest cough, so I had to mute myself like an idiot. Hold on.
Oh,
I should have put
for that,
Daybell Martin.
Colby. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Appreciate you.
Very healing. I'm so glad that he's taking
Yeah.
one for the team too, to just and it's healing. It is so healing, And one day I was watching him and then Larry was there. Larry showed up, not there, but was in the chat. So
Right.
was Ray, and so was Brandon. It was like, wow.
Larry,
this
what
is
the
so
hell?
cool.
Larry was in there?
This is Larry Bear. Mm-hmm.
He does like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Instead of saying LOL, he'll say laugh. That's what Larry does.
oh man.
Okay, here we are. Allegedly. Make sure. Gotta get it to play.
Allegedly.
I mean, far enough. Oh, it's okay. Hold on. Okay. Get ready to cringe. You've been warned. You have been told. So I found this whenever I looked. This was Emma Daybell. Pretty good.
In 600 BC, God warns Lehi and family, leave Jerusalem behind, travel to the promised land, lame and bad,
Nephi good.
separated into two groups, but what's this all gotta do?
Jason sings this all the time.
What the Mormons say, go and do and go.
What's the Book of Mormon say is what he said. Focus on the small and simple things. He was in the cozy tone.
What the Book of Mormon say, build upon the rock of Christ, build upon the rock of Christ, build upon the rock of What the Book of Mormon say, 15 books tell story, ancient Christian
Emma Daybell is singing.
the best part of them all.
I did the slideshow. Here on.
After he taught in the old world, Christ visits his other sheep. The Book of Mormon and Bible.
Jay
What
Holly.
the Book of Mormon say? No witness, so if they're trying to faith. No witness, so if they're trying to faith. Around 400 AD, in latter days, new prophet.
What a terrible day to have yours. No, you can. Hold on. What the Book of Mormon say?
Translated full plates with
Suffering.
help of God. Gave us that book. God's words guided by angels. All started by a prayer in the woods. What do you say?
Run at 10-2-3-5 games. Run at 10-2-3-5 games.
How the hell did Lori Daybell
Run at 10-2-3-5
see
games.
something attractive about that freaking potato? Like,
Run at
for real.
10-2-3-5 games.
You thought it was over, but it was not. Sorry. And that's the one that 48 hours will try to tag my video now. I'm like, it's just some damn graphics, and they're not even that great. But I had done one with the lyrics and stuff, what I could make of it at least. And just know that I found that whenever I went back and looked to see Joseph Murray's interview on BYUI radio promoting the Operation Underground Railroad Rexburg Rescue Run that was sponsored by Chad Daybell the same weekend that Tylee Ryan was murdered. Okay. That. And I saw, so Joe Murray is on the interview. You can't see it. It's just audio like we, just heard. It's on SoundCloud. And it's a promo. It's him on September 4th. He was interviewed by BYUI radio. And there was a comment in the comments, and there's like two comments, okay, on SoundCloud. And it just said Emma, and I was like, And so I clicked, and that's where I found that. I don't know. Your houses should be bug free now or whatever. I mean, I give her credit for, I can't do that. I can't carry a tune in a bucket to save my life. But so I give her that, but she had the cozy cone to herself for that. And I mean, again, it's just, I shame on them for doing what they did to their mother. I understand that this is horrible. It has to be horrible. Their mother, and they all just, or not, I can't say all, but none of them have spoken out, and not speaking up is the same as just allowing it to happen. So yeah, that my things, it saves them over and over and over again. Like, this is the escape room, I guess. And
what the fuck? What? Okay, I'm
what?
sorry.
Oh, here.
But what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The escape room. Like.
Oh. Yep. Hold on, just another moment. This is another thing. Now, this is something I made because out of what Emma had posted, this was from her profile. And do you see what's up there? Her cover photo was 2 raccoons. This is while the kids were missing. I've of course, formatted it. It's in this whatever of pictures for sure. Then there's that. Yeah. If I wouldn't have 100 of them. This is them on the plane. Her little boy's right there. I blacked his face out, but this is Joseph. This is Emma, and it's Garth and her little boy. On the plane to go to Knott's Berry Farm. That's what this is. This is a 3-seater, this is a small plane from Idaho Falls. They only have the small one. Just saying. Just Temple Righteous. It's wild. Here's Lair Bear. He was very intent. Let's see. Okay. Get me out of here. I'll sit here and reminisce. Yeah. Okay. Back to summer. Yeah. We go from one frying pan to another, don't we? Are we moving on up? No. Same vibrational frequencies.
Yep.
All right.
JJ. Then he eventually got rid of Alex, and then it's just Tylee. I mean, who isolated who? Chad isolated Lori and Alex, and Tylee and JJ. Then he got rid of Tylee and JJ. Then he eventually got rid of Alex, And then it's just him and Lori. He was still in contact with his family. He was still in contact with his friends, but Lori had been isolated from everybody that she knew and cared about her. So I'm not saying
isolated
she's
herself.
completely faultless. I'm not making excuses for her part or behalf of anything like that. I hold her accountable. She was their mother. It was
I
her,
hold her accountable.
but I see the pattern of manipulator in that.
Where she doesn't see it in her own sister, you know. Oh my God, I'm having weird hair now.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But you can't see because my mic and my camera is off.
I'm about to do that too. That way I could just be normal.
Chad was the one who wanted them gone. And I don't think
Like me.
Lori's delusions weren't ever talking about light and dark or anything like that before Chad came into the picture. So
Just 95% and 5%. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, and I didn't finish telling you that. So Janice was telling Alex, she was,
to me,
Oh,
it's
I just
Chad's
said that.
the
I'm sorry.
leader.
My bad. Janice, her message to Alex, they were, it said something along the lines of, well, he, and she's talking about Charles. She said, he loves me. He's always been good to me. He turned all of Lori's phones on, which means their phones. He is paying for her house, no strings attached whatsoever. He's always been good to me. And she was like, I can't help it if he doesn't have the Holy Spirit with him. That's the same as fucking dark. Okay. He don't have, and she said like 2 or 3 times that she had the Holy Spirit leading her, trying to convince Alex that she was making a good decision by letting Charles love her. Basically, he was nothing but a pawn, a cash cow for them to live the lifestyles that they lived, so whatever.
In that.
So we're here at CrimeCon in Nashville, and you just spoke before thousands of people. We talked about this very issue and what the effect it's had on you. And you were asked, a couple of questions from the audience, who obviously has been following every detail in this. What was it like to speak publicly in front of a large crowd in right here in Nashville, Tennessee?
Well, everybody here has been actually really kind to me and supportive. And so it felt comfortable talking to them. But so the verdict came down for Chad Daybell's guilt or innocence came down this day while she was at CrimeCon. It's also nerve-wracking because my last interview was in 2020 and it did not go well, and I did not get a lot of support.
Because you stood up for Lori.
I did.
Lori had been arrested.
Mm-hmm.
The kids were still missing. You went on national TV and said she's a good mom. She wouldn't do anything to hurt her kids.
Right.
Your mom did too.
And I knew that they weren't missing to her. She wasn't saying they were missing. She knew exactly where they were the whole time. So for me, it wasn't a matter that these kids are missing when she knows where they are. If she didn't know, then I would be like, oh my gosh, but she knew. So she's reassuring me, telling me that they're safe and that she's, what kind of mother I am. And, I've always taken care of my kids, and I have seen her do those things. So to me, it was natural to defend her at the time.
Do you think that Lori will ever realize? Well, I guess I should back up. There are people who say she's faking it.
Absolutely.
There are people who say she truly knows.
There are people
and it's
who
a front.
say she's faking it.
You don't believe that?
Nope, not even for a second. It is 100% delusion.
Was that you, or was that another window open?
No, that was
like,
me.
what?
Like,
okay. You don't believe this?
That she's delusional? No, she's not delusional.
So
there's 100% no delusion.
Whenever she was deemed incompetent, how is she deemed incompetent? What does that look like to a professional who does that? A forensic psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever they're called. So because again, I've always said this too, even when she was in the mental hospital, I was like, this bitch is not crazy. Oh no, she's crazy, like the kind that kills everybody, but she's not that crazy. She's not that kind of crazy. She's not checked out.
So I was there on
You
December
were?
5th. I was there when Judge Boreski determined
Mhm.
her to be competent
Mhm.
to assist in her own defense.
And it was a couple, right? Like 2 doctors or something.
Yes, absolutely. 2 doctors both said that she was competent to defend herself.
And was it the hearing after that when Janice and Summer showed up? When Nate was there? I know Nate was there. So it might have been that one.
I don't remember that one. I really don't. I wish I would have, but I wasn't. So December 5th, 2024 was when she was deemed competent to assist in her own defense. And then December 5th was when she was deemed competent to be her own attorney.
Okay.
Like to represent herself pro per.
Okay.
So I don't remember when anybody else showed up. I don't remember. I just remember that was like nuts. Judge Boreski was like, okay, so what are your qualifications? And she's like,
don't got none.
I've represented myself in other trials. Like I've had a couple of other trials, so let's represent myself in those. No.
I wonder if she would if she regrets not representing herself in Idaho too. Because it seems like it gave her the kajangas, and she has ripped off Lindsay Blake with the it's not for the truth of the matter, it's for the effect on the listener. She's used it because listening to or going back and listening to her attorneys argue and Lindsay, I mean, you kind of pick up on their, and it works for Lindsay. She's like, it's not. I'm like, that's pretty smooth right there. It's not for the truth of the matter, but I'm going to get this in. Okay. I didn't realize how the court system works, so I've learned constantly along this way. Still don't know what the hell's going on, but I know a lot more now than I did. And anyways.
Yeah, it's a tough road to hoe. It's a tough road to hoe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's in honor of Julie Rowe. Oh yeah. Let me show you something. Well, let me play this. But give me a second, okay? So I gotta go find this other thing, and you'll be just as cringed, okay?
And she is not the same person. She doesn't respond. She doesn't.
Response.
You can't crack it. You can't break through. Meryl Streep isn't that good of an actress. Like, she's solid in her beliefs. Her reality is as real to her as our reality is to us. And so she's in that delusion. And she does not think that she has any mental problems. She does not want to be in a hospital.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
the point that Summer just made is actually a really good point. Like, she doesn't recognize that she's not an actress.
Yeah. I mean, I see that. And then I also always hold on. I can't look up all the videos because I can tell you about it. There's hold on. I'll come right back to it. So I'm gonna push play. I gotta go find something and we'll come right back to that and make that point.
Real to her as our reality is to us. And so she's in that delusion, and she does not think that she has any mental problems. She does not want to be in a hospital. She wanted to go to trial. She'd rather be in jail than the hospital for whatever her reasons are. I still don't understand that, but that's what she wanted. She wanted to go to trial. I begged her not to. She did it anyway, and this is the result. She's not faking it.
And she still stands by Chad Daybell.
Yeah, I believe so. She doesn't ever mention his name to me, but she has a certain way of talking around that makes me believe that she's still 100% a supporter of Chad. And if she was not in jail right now, I would still be kind of out of her life, and she would be off with him.
We believe that they'd still be living their life together. And
yep.
isolated from everybody, as you said.
I do. Well, not he wouldn't be, she would be.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What about Alex? Let's talk a little bit about Alex. You know, your brother is not here anymore. Was he? Well, first of all, how do you think he died?
Yes.
So personally, when the police came to my house, they came to my house on December 17th of 2019 to do a welfare check on Tylee and JJ. And I had a conversation with them. And then they came back 2 days later and said, we understand that we don't think you understand what happened to your brother. You didn't sound like you knew what happened. So we wanted to explain to you that he died. And they were there present at the autopsy. And the police officer told me that he was present for the autopsy, that they did not suspect foul play. They believed it was natural causes. Alex had blood clots in his lungs on both sides. And he was a truck driver. It's common with truck drivers to get blood clots. And I don't think that, it's not that I don't think Lori and Chad are capable of murdering Alex at all. It's that I don't think that they would have the skills necessary. I don't think that they're the mastermind genius criminals, to get away with something like that. So I don't think they fooled any.
They just have to
and
be
the police were
manipulative
very
enough.
active.
Not smart.
Right.
They were actively investigating Alex at that time.
The investigation was underway. They had already exhumed Tammy's body.
Exactly.
They knew these names. While we as the public might not have known, they were
on it, and they were watching him. They knew, they were there when he died. They kept his body for several weeks and made sure they did all the testing they wanted to do, kept the samples they wanted before they released the body. And they didn't believe that it was anything but natural causes.
But you hear, and I totally hear that. And one of the detectives at one point said that may be the only coincidence in all of this, Alex's death. But you hear that patriarchal blessing that Chad gave to Alex. You hear what Alex did. I mean, with the guns, and I mean, he was likely the guy.
He was.
So it just makes you wonder. I mean,
sure.
Was there something?
And they had kind of cut him off. So they kind of abandoned him. So I think it hurt his feelings that he was abandoned at that time. From my understanding, I wasn't in contact with him at the time. But yeah, I mean, he was the guy that they turned to. But to me, I look at that and see Chad manipulating him, and Lori too. But Chad would lay his hands on his head and give him a blessing and tell him Jesus Christ was right there and command him to go do these awful things. And Alex thought he was obeying, Jesus basically at that time. So it's awful. And I'm equally as mad at Alex as I am for Alex for what they did to him.
Yeah, no.
And what he did to the kids.
And you said in that call to Lori that if Alex was involved, which you were glad he's gone if he was. Do you still feel that way?
Yeah. I mean, I think we would have more answers if he was alive. I think he would have told.
Turned on them.
He's an honest murderer.
Alex couldn't.
He is an honest murderer. Okay.
Hold everything in for that long. He would have talked. So I think if he was alive, we'd have more answers. But for myself personally, I'm glad he's gone for that reason.
At what point, Summer, do you remember realizing, because like we said, you went on television, you defended Chad and Lori.
I didn't defend Chad. I didn't know him.
Okay, you didn't defend Chad.
Okay, you met him. You went and met him. You went to a Preparing a People conference right along with your niece, right along with your sister, right along with your parents. Okay. Yep. You endorsed. Okay, so now I got to find the damn windows that I just opened. So 1, 2, 3.
Nope.
Let me close this
can't
one.
do it. Nope, can't do it.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ready? Prepare to be freaked out. Okay. Wear some garlic. Okay.
The idea of casting, at how Lori and Chad were teaching it, where it originated from, or who with whom.
From what I remember, their teachings and their ideas were constantly changing, but I believe the original idea came from the Julie Rowe podcasts, where she would teach how to cast out, and she had a long way of doing that. And then I think they kind of both, and Chad and Lori, when I say both, kind of added their own ideas to that from there.
Julie Rowe was one of these people who went around in particular, like 3 particular states, and she preached about preparing the people. Would that be fair?
Yes, that was the purpose of what her books were, to prepare people for what was coming.
Okay, and she spoke primarily to people of the LDS faith. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
In fact, she would put on these conferences, and her primary audience were people who were
Primary
who
president.
shared that the LDS faith, correct?
Correct.
So was she somehow looked down upon because she was doing this?
By someone such as myself who didn't agree with her book, but there were quite a few people in Rexburg who were listening.
And she was filling conference halls giving her speeches, was she not?
She filled the tabernacle in Rexburg, yes.
Okay, and then at some point Chad met her and he helped publish one of her books. Do you recall that?
What the hell?
You told
Like, what the
What?
freaking his face. Like, just look at his face. Like, go back, like,
Halls giving her
Oh,
speeches, was she
gotta-
not?
she filled
his
the
face.
tabernacle in
not in
Rexburg,
there.
yes.
gosh.
Okay, and
Back button.
Right there.
Mhm.
That's it.
Oh yeah. And they're in a church building. Look, they're in a church building, by the way.
How in
Tom
the-
Harrison, his conferences were in, and so John Pontius too. They have held them inside of church organizations. You can hear them say it in their speech, that they were so overcrowded they had to move to UVU conference centers and shit. But yet, no, they're fringe Mormons, and so they're on the outskirts, and so they don't belong to us. We don't practice like they do, but there sure is a whole hell of a lot of y'all that do. And
Okay.
they're just in denial.
Lori Daybell, I'm calling you out right now. This guy that you wanted to have sex with and you probably had
3
sex
times a
with
day.
is a
3 times a
fucking
day.
loser. This guy
Yeah.
is a fucking loser. Like,
Nasty.
for real.
He's a nasty from Nastyville. Big time.
Come
I don't-
on.
I don't
Come
know.
on.
It's
Like,
gross, man.
seriously,
It's
come
demons,
on.
man. It's demonic. He's playing with the talisman, the magic, the sigils. I mean, I
pendulum,
picked up proof along
right.
the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sitting there casting out bad spirits. He's been doing exorcist type shit since him and Tammy lived in Springville. He wrote about it in his book. One of his books is whatever the hell it is. Autobiography or biography, or I don't know what to call it, but
Auto
One Foot in the
bullshit.
Grave.
How about we
Yeah.
just say auto
I
bullshit?
found this article the other day and I read it and I was like, ew, it was so cringy because it was about him as a grave digger. Okay. He was talking about his experience as a sexton, a cemetery sexton. And I wish I had it in front of me because I really suck at quoting things. But he said, oh my God, no, I'm going to have to find it because I wanted to have
Go find that
the
shit
wow
because this
factor.
is bullshit. This is fucking ridiculous.
But it has to do about a comment from a little girl. So just know that. All right, ready? So yeah, this is on Lauren's channel, Hidden True Crime, and it's her interview with Julie Jackson, not Julie Rowe. And she made this wonderful intro right here where it gets worse.
Is what she not?
She filled the tabernacle in Rexburg, yes.
Okay,
I'm going to look for it.
And then at some point Chad met her and he helped publish one of her books. Do you recall that?
My understanding from what he told me was that he reached out to her on a website called Avow.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about Avow?
I never was on it. So from
Okay.
my understanding, it's just a website with like-minded people that have visions and dreams and they share those experiences, kind of a prepping type of site.
And again, that Avow organization, the little I know about that is again catered to people of the LDS faith. Is that correct?
From my understanding, I've not been on it, but from my understanding, mainly LDS people.
Okay, so this idea of people who have visions and people who can make predictions about certain things, the organization's called Avow, right?
The website's called Avow. Yeah.
And that they would, again, along with Julie Rowe and these people from Avow, would cater predominantly to the people of the LDS faith.
I believe so.
Okay, all right.
I actually
Thank you.
I actually found it.
This is Julie. You
Okay,
guys
I'm
met
gonna-
Julie yesterday. She's believe
I'm
when Julie
I'm going to skip this part. Okay. Unless y'all want to watch it. Yeah.
told me that I was a 4.2 light, which don't believe anymore. You guys should know that. I reached out to Eric Smith, and I've talked to him about the scale. And I said, where did this come from? I wanted to know if he knew, because he was kind of in that first wave. As I was kind of coming in, he was kind of coming out. And I wanted to know, that's awfully close.
They can hear you. They can hear you. Okay, but I'll go like that.
You're fine.
I'll make you a little more cozy.
It's fine.
Here, hold on. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so, yes, from
Eric Smith. We interviewed Eric. He's on our YouTube channel. Eric Smith, a friend of Chad Daybell. And
he's a friend of mine.
We did interview Julie yesterday. It's a recorded interview. This Julie, not Julie Rowe. This other Julie. Let's just reiterate so that they know. Do you still believe in the dark and light scale?
No, I do not.
And you don't think it's good?
No, I don't think it's good. I think it's done a lot of damage to sit there. And I think even trying to figure out who I was in a past probation, all of that is very damaging. I've shelved a lot of things.
Past probation? What?
Yeah, that's why
Lady,
it's not just
past probation.
Oh, you sure?
Oh.
Yeah. Multiple mortal probations. Yep. That's Tom Harrison's book all the way.
Oh my God.
You're ready to freak out, because I'm telling you, this is what Tyler and JJ and other satanic ritual abuse victims, especially kids, this is probably some of the last sights they see as they're being taken out of this world. Because I believe there's quite a group of them.
Okay, just stop for just a second.
Okay.
Because JJ and Tylee.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Stop for just a second, just for JJ and Tylee.
Absolutely. And all the other ones that are unknown or known and unknown and silenced, Yeah. All right. Here we go. Get ready to go to MK Town.
Just thought I should clear my throat, let you know I've already testified. That's right, Julie Jackson and Eric and Chad. I'm coming for you. And don't you forget it. I'm the apex predator! Crazy as f***! My name's Julie Rowe.
Okay.
Actually, it's Julie Barnett. I'd like to thank my enemies and frenemies, true friends and family, for breaking my heart and crushing me to pieces. I hope you meet your maker and spend a day in hell.
Hello, Hidden Gems.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We go from one to the other. Like
it's
boom, boom.
It's polarizing. Like it's bad. It's really bad. Okay, so hold on. I have that article pulled up too. I just have like 500 windows open. Okay, here. So not all is gray for a sexton, right? I found it on newspapers.com, but either way, I want to make sure if it's in here. Yeah, it should be. It's the same. Where'd it go? I don't want to read all that and then I'll be the same then, or they took it out or something. Okay, well, let's listen to Chad Daybell's take on Not All is Gray for a Sexton. Okay, this was October 29, 2001. This is by Deseret News. And it says Springville. Working as a cemetery sexton is not a dead-end job, even though, technically speaking, every workday is a graveyard shift. Chad Daybell said working among the headstones in Springville has left him with many memorable moments from both the living and the dead. He says, quote, "It's a physically demanding job," Daybell said. "Duties include digging graves and keeping things tidy. While being a grave digger isn't typically high on the list of glamorous professions, Daybell noted that this is it. Oh my God. Daybell noted that one 4-year-old on mynewspaper.com, it said girl once referred to him as, quote, the sexy one, unquote. A 4-year-old. girl or boy, I don't give a shit. A dead one. Okay. He's saying that, anyways, that's it. Just, I'd never caught it before. And so when I saw it and it registered, I was like, oh my God, red flag, Yeah. He says it's I said that. The word sexton or sacristan, I don't know how to say that, is an Old English word for one who maintains church property, including graveyards. In a place where death is a dominating subject, a sexton can still learn a lot about life, he said. Quote, taking care of the graves is rewarding, as well as helping widows and grieving family members deal with the trauma, unquote, Daybell said. It is not uncommon for family members to look to the sexton as someone with whom they can talk about their feelings, he added. Sad times are always, check this, okay? Sad times are always when you have to bury babies. That's always a poignant moment, Daybell said, leaning on a shovel amid the headstones in the Springville Cemetery, where he worked until last year when he quit to write a book about his experiences. And, oh God. Although gravedigger might raise eyebrows on a resume, Daybell said he has come away with some fantastic stories. And this sounds so familiar, okay? Quote, I couldn't really exaggerate or fabricate any of these stories. They're just too bizarre. If you'll recall, Melanie Gibbs recorded phone call. He butts in and he says, he starts talking about Heather Daybell, his sister-in-law, and her conspiracy theories about Tammy. And, he said, me and Lori, we're just not that smart. We're not smart enough to, and I mean, it's the same thing. I couldn't really exaggerate or fabricate any of these stories. They're just too bizarre. During his first week as a gravedigger, not to mention his brothers also were gravediggers. Okay. It's a family affair. During his first week as a gravedigger, soon after a family buried a woman, they realized the woman was still wearing her wedding ring. The young gravedigger, a newly returned LDS missionary at the time, found himself digging up the body. Quote, the mortician had to get down there, open the casket, and pull the ring off of her finger. That shook me up and gave me nightmares for a couple of weeks, he said. Not all requests left him dealing with nightmares, but some definitely fell into the, quote, head scratching, unquote, category. He tells of one woman who wanted to set up a Christmas tree, complete with lights on the grave. Quote, he wanted me to run an extension cord about 100 yards across the cemetery. He really got upset when I didn't agree to do that, unquote. Dealing with sometimes screaming, emotional people comes with the territory, Daybell said, but there are times out in the cemetery that one gets an eerie sense that he's dealing with the dearly departed. Pointing to a cluster of juniper bushes, he says, quote, I always get a creepy feeling right in the middle of those. I don't know what happened there, and I don't know why. Chills just go up your spine like you're being watched, unquote. Daybell said one of the most unsettling events occurred as he dug a fresh grave next to a plot notorious for being haunted. As I hit the vault of the haunted grave, I just felt a real jolt go through me like electricity, and I felt a presence there. I just took off running and I didn't even look back, but I could feel it on my tail. I ran all the way to my office in record time. Oh my God. We need the video of Colby right there. All right. Daybell said he later returned to the site, took 4 crew members with him to keep him company because he is a good job. Daybell said his prior experience as a copy editor for a daily newspaper prompted him to record his tales of the bizarre and unexplained for a book. Quote, 1 foot in the grave, unquote, describing the life of a gravedigger. Halloween is a spooky time for most, and it can be downright scary for cemetery workers, Daybell said. He said he was always on edge that night. He was always, I should just say at, okay. He said he was always on edge at night and would drive through the cemetery just to make sure everything was all right. Was he, or was he doing damn David Hamlin type alleged shit, where they're going in there and they're doing some really freaky deaky stuff? That's what Goel raised to my attention. He was like, okay, can we talk about Chad Daybell being a cemetery worker, a sexton? And I was like, I had already gotten desensitized to it, and I didn't know that there are reports, especially in the Hamlin daughters, who are talking about these very things where they go and they revel, they go and they R-word children, they do some really sadistic stuff. And so now, yeah, it tracks. Daybell said, I already said that. He said he always has, he said he was always on edge at night and would drive through the cemetery just to make sure everything was all right. He told of times finding kids playing full-fledged games of football and baseball in the middle of the cemetery. But he said nothing tops the time a rock band showed up for a funeral. Quote, I mainly wrote the book to let people know what really happens in the cemetery. It's not necessarily gory, unquote. Pausing before adding, although there have been a few instances, unquote. Daybell said he hopes to focus his career in the writing business, but admits he still finds cemeteries a, quote, fertile ground, unquote, for ideas. Daybell said he hadn't given much thought to leaving the job until he turned 30 and realized that, quote, I didn't want to spend the rest of my life in a cemetery, unquote, noting dryly that he fully expects to be back someday on the other end of the shovel. The rest of this stupid. Anyways, so there's that, and then hold on, I got a whole lineup now.
Good gravy. Oh my goodness.
Let me shut that one. And okay, here's that one I was telling you about, and this is why I think that Lori. Okay, you'll hear it.
One experience, but others joined in later when he brought
Not
other
yet.
people into it. They had experiences. Scriptures, yes or no? I'm sorry. Is that in the scriptures? Yes or no? That Joseph was alone when he saw God the Father and Jesus Christ. Yes, he was alone. He was alone, but he had to open it up first. That's not a pattern at all. Honey, what I'm saying is
Did
that
she just
after
say
he
open
opened
it up first?
Yes, he was alone. He was alone, but he had to open it up first. That's not
But he didn't open it up first. What, the portal?
a pattern at all. Honey, what I'm saying is that after he saw that and other people joined in, they saw the things with him. He wasn't alone. There was a witness for them. There was no witness. Anybody's never seen what you've seen or experienced what you've seen. That is your own witness, but nobody said that.
God knows it, and I will never deny it. For my soul would be at stake if I did. So you can say it didn't happen to me, Mel, but if I say it, then I am accountable. You didn't witness it.
Okay,
I did.
But your behaviors is not okay.
That's it right there. So, I mean, she says it right there. Oh shit, I went too far.
That's your own witness, but nobody said that.
God knows it, and I will never deny it. For my soul would be at stake if I did. So you can say it didn't happen to me, Mel, but if I say it, then I am accountable. You didn't witness it.
Okay,
I did.
But your behaviors is not okay. I understand.
That's it. So if she ever let go of that, her very soul would be at stake if she did. And so ever since that clicked for me, I was like, oh, that's why she has to commit. She's committed to this. She has to, because her sanity, realizing that she's worshiped the wrong Christ, the Christ that she claims to have loved her entire life. She knows all the scriptures. She lives by the scriptures, right? She justifies murder by the scriptures. If he comes at you once, if he comes at you twice, if he comes at you 3 times, it says it right here. I did not have a murderous heart. I just wanted to stop the bleeding and stop the pain. So, yeah, I memorized that on accident. But, okay, hold on just one second. I keep waiting on the things to pop up so I can see what it is. Hold on. Okay, here.
Lori Vallow, not
This
guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan and grand theft.
Oh, buffering. Every day we're buffering. Oh my gosh. It's
deception.
exactly where Koberger was.
Answer, guilty. Question number 2. In regards to count 2 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan? Answer, guilty. Question number 3. In regards to count 3 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty. Question number 4. In regards to count 4, the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow? Answer, guilty. Question number 5. In regards to count 5 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tammy Daybell? Answer, guilty. Question number 6. In regards to count 7 of the
Hear
amended
ye, hear
indictment,
ye.
is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of grand theft? Answer, guilty.
Oh shit, that scared me. I swiped it from law and crime. Okay. That's just to refresh our memories on the 2 she's going to add to that here next week, right? I mean,
Yep.
well, almost.
Next couple of weeks, right? Next
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Well, today's the
Yeah.
12th, so 13 days.
Yep.
So you're going to be there too, right? You made your plans too.
Yes, I will be there.
Oh, hookerella. You know. I mean, come on. Why's my it always
Why are
I
you
mean,
bringing that up? Why are you bringing that up? Come on.
this is my favorite part. It's my favorite damn part. Okay? I just needed to play. I needed to cooperate. Cooperate or whatever she says. Fruition.
Come on.
Stupid.
Oh
What, you
my
don't want to
God.
watch it? You don't? You don't want to
I
watch it?
do. I do. I do. I love me some Pamela Hicks. Pamela Hicks is her like
Side eye.
advisory council, and she's like, you are yeah. Yeah.
Just singing a song. Just singing a song. Is it playing? Yeah. She just thought she looked so hot in that ugly ass suit. Okay, I'm trying to aid it here. Come on. Effing Google. I love your products, but I hate the way they work. Okay. Oh, Snots McGee and her brother Bubba Humps. Her brother Bubba Humps.
Right?
Yeah. Man thick. Oh my god. Can we get to the good part? Come on. Yeah, Pam. Oh, it's I can hear it.
Get her out, get her out, get her out.
This is a bad copy.
Get her out, get her out, get her out.
1024 to 1025, we held a sidebar that I don't think made it onto the court record. That sidebar again discussed similar issues of if the defendant brings in.
I can't hear him hardly.
I can't either.
Testimony that she was
What you doing?
person and no ill intent and those sorts of things. And
He's talking to her right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got my Dopplers on right now. Wait, it's like it's not right.
It's not.
Just Your Honor,
It is not right.
did raise
Yeah, we're gonna scrap that one. Damn it. Let me close that one. All right, here we go. Oh, ding, 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 ding. Law and Order. I feel sorry for that lady. She comes in there like she's OJ Simpson or something. Oh my God, she's so extra, y'all. And she wasted, like, she exploits everything. The judicial system. She did it with Joe. She's lawfare. Like, that's her. Because she's going to do it with, clogging up the damn system when all she has to do is not be an asshole. Like, it's that easy. And she just refuses. Here you go.
We need to tell the truth.
I made this.
Not make promises, no matter the consequences.
I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations. It's my way. I was born impatient. And like a damn
Freemason, I run this nation. That's Gordon Bowen.
I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. Wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me. Put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy. I'll put you in a grade 16 like Kenny.
Old picture.
I'm called of God. Called of God. Tim Ballard told me he'd been called of God. Some wild-eyed prophet, like.
Genre is. They're all crazy, in my opinion.
Never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so.
Anyways, this is what I used to do for, to, I don't know, feel stuff, to process stuff, aggression, anger, work through my stuff. So, yeah, it was Jason Mao with Tim Ballard at a Book of Mormon evidence conference.
Fuck. God, that just makes me so mad.
Mm-hmm. I want to say this real quick too. Is this the right one? Hold on. Let me make sure. So I analyzed okay. There's a fireside talk by John M. Pontius that's Tom Harrison's ghostwriter for Visions of Glory. And so I wrote this up. It says, is a masterclass in weaving a highly selective, personalized, and urgent narrative of spiritual salvation. When viewed through the lens of Lori Vallow Daybell's likely interpretation, and so I asked it to strip away all mainstream biblical and church authority, and instead focused on a literal, exclusive New Zion, because that's what they're selling here. Okay, and it'll be after. So that's very conspiratorial, but that's what this is. Okay. So exclusive New Zion that only the chosen can physically inhabit to escape global disaster. This is the 95% mentality, okay? This talk becomes a blueprint for a dangerous cult mentality. Pontius isn't just selling a spiritual idea. He's laying the groundwork for a literal, exclusive, and hidden New World Order for the elect. John Pontius's New Zion, a blueprint for exclusion and elite escape. It's about to get really good. From Lori Vallow Daybell's perspective, John Pontius isn't discussing abstract theology. He's revealing the secret code to a physical escape from a doomed world, a futuristic safe haven, only for those worthy enough to discover and commit to its hidden path, or oath to it, or, swear an oath. The audacious pursuit of a literal earthly utopia. Pontius begins, this is his fireside talk from 2000 and 2009, I think.
2000. No, you said 2000 and shit. That's what you said.
I know, but I think it's 2009. If I'm because I didn't write it on here for some reason. But okay, so John Pontius begins by framing his 15-year personal quest for a greatest blessing or greater blessing, not spiritual enlightenment alone. But I want y'all to pick up on these things too, because I'm not crazy. I know I'm not. I hope I'm not. But I need y'all to tell, or just let me know if I am. Okay, I'll take it like a champ. But the privilege of being a part of the latter-day Zion in this life, okay? So, but the privilege of being a part of the latter-day Zion in this life, he wants to be among the 144,000 who, quote, glean the earth and possess the power of the priesthood in its fullest aspect. That's the Melchizedek priesthood, the holy order. Anyways, no, the holy priesthood, but it's for the holy order. Anyway, so for Lori, this isn't a metaphor. It's a literal call to action to secure a physical spot in a protected future. His audacious claim of wanting to see, quote, atomic bombs trying to blow up Zion and raise my hand to the square and turn them back, unquote, directly resonates with Lori's light versus dark spiritual warfare narrative, spiritual battle, where she and her inner circle are the righteous warriors. They got the tickets in. You see, when they get the calling and election made sure in the temple, when they get the second comforter in the temple, then they get to be part of this new society that we don't get to be a part of. It's not heaven, is what I'm saying. Okay. It's no heaven talk. Like, that's how they make it sound. Anyway, so it says he describes his discovery. So John Pontius describes his discovery through this guy named Joshua Marianos, and it's a 254-page document that Zion is to be a translated society, a physical place transformed like Enoch's city. For Lori, this isn't just about Enoch's ancient city. It's a blueprint. If you don't remember, her and Chad were talking about damn blueprints in their recorded jail call between the two, the day before the kids were found on Chad's property. It's a blueprint for their new Jerusalem, a literal place of safety from the chaos, a place of power where they can control the element and escape the impending global financial collapse. Widespread water contamination due to war, the overnight shutdown of factories and businesses, a biological attack on the U.S., and a devastating plague resulting in billions of deaths. So it's like they're in on this secret knowledge. Tim Ballard talks about it with a woman named Sherston Stockwell. Tom Harrison was there too. Ken Krogh was there too. And Tim said he had special intel of the second coming, if you know what I mean. So, all right, it says this paints a picture of an elite sanctuary reserved for those with the correct understanding and spiritual status or bloodline, I'd say. So it says the quote, the quote, unified gospel theory, unquote, a hidden key to exclusive access. Pontius presents the concept of Zion as a unified gospel theory. I say I ran across Joseph Smith's United Order, and I was like, this sounds reminiscent of some other pattern I've seen somewhere else. And yeah, it's New Zion or the New Jerusalem, the new place where we don't get to go and they do. Okay, so Pontius presents the concept of Zion and as a unified gospel theory akin to Einstein's unified field theory, but for the spiritual realm. This single principle is the key to understanding and controlling everything. For Lori, this isn't about theological harmony. It's about accessing a secret, powerful system that unlocks tangible blessings in this life, allowing literal interpretation of prophecies. The implication is clear. Those who have the lens of Zion possess a superior hidden knowledge that grants them extraordinary abilities and access to this promised new Zion. This creates a powerful in-group, out-group dynamic where only the enlightened can perceive and achieve these vast and glorious promises. The personal path to godhood and translation, an elite transformation. Okay, here, we're about to get into some doctrinal stuff I'm like, wow. It's everywhere too. The talk repeatedly emphasizes a, quote, personal triumph, unquote, to Zion, independent of collective church direction. Independent of church direction. Pontius stresses that, quote, it isn't something that you have to wait for the prophet to tell you to do, unquote. This message would be particularly appealing to someone like Lori, who began to believe her own personal revelation superseded established authority, justifying her actions outside mainstream church counsel. So now this is John Pontius's talk. So this is based off of his vivid descriptions of the calling and election made sure. And I'm just going to say before I read the rest of that is that Zalema questioned Chad in the text messages in the FOIA docs if this was the calling and election made sure. Okay, so the calling and election made sure is not just a spiritual blessing, but a tangible event where, quote, the voice of God will come into your soul and say something as simple as, you shall be exalted, potentially with visions, miracles, manifestations, and angels singing glories in your bedroom, unquote. It's like how mafias, how they would talk in different, just shit that don't make sense. Okay. That's what this is. This reinforces the idea of a direct personal validation from God or quote unquote God, bypassing intermediaries. So here's the Church of the Firstborn, as per John Pontius, described as, quote, a society of people who speak with the Savior face to face, unquote, and are gods with a small g, unquote. This is not mere spiritual aspiration for Lori. It's a literal transformation into a higher empowered human being or higher law, justifying their authority to make life and death decisions for others based on their dark status. Now, this is what translation is to John Pontius. He repeatedly links translation, a change in physical bodies, which allows mortals to avoid death, okay, to the ability to, quote unquote, divide the Red Sea, quote, move mountains, unquote, and perform other miracles. Tim Ballard can't stop talking about miracles. Rod Meldrum says miracles all the damn time. Lori said miracles the other day in her interview with Nate a couple times. It's just one of those, it's a dog whistle, just like Glenn Beck, the Constitution's hanging by a thread. It's just another one, okay? For Lori, this would be the ultimate achievement, physical immortality and supernatural power for herself and her inner circle, allowing them to literally glean the earth and gather the elect amidst a global chaos that they're causing. They're going to cause it, okay? That's what's going on. So it says the price. Am I reading the right thing? Yeah. The quote unquote price he speaks of to achieve this is not explicitly defined as obedience to standard commandments, but rather a dedication to this quote unquote inspired path to Zion. This flexible interpretation can be twisted to justify actions that deviate from traditional morality if they are perceived as serving the greater good of achieving Zion. Or if you have to sacrifice your kids, and that's why Melanie Boudreaux was trying to do that. Because everybody was like, well, what's the end game for Chad? Why would Chad want to kill Melanie's kids? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the end game? But that's where it gets into the really weird shit that elites do. They say it's more powerful. It's 10 times more powerful than any drug that we have. Okay. The oath and secrecy of the elect. I'm almost done. Pontius's statement imply a crucial element of secrecy. He mentions, quote, I have known these things for a number of years, and the Lord has not let me talk about them. And that is the hardest and the loneliest thing I have ever experienced, unquote. This perfectly aligns with the notion of a sacred, hidden knowledge that can only be shared with the truly chosen or worthy. The overwhelming nature of this guy, Joshua Marciano's from earlier, a 254-page document, that it's got all these, it's 254 pages of authoritative not documents, of authoritative quotes. And that's what they're going off of. Okay. Suggests that this truth is not readily accessible to the masses, but only to those who, quote, inquire and plead to obtain and receive. And I'm like, oh my God, just like Mike Stroud's teachings. I mean, I have a clip of him, saying that. Yeah, I do. Okay, so like Mike Stroud's teachings imply. Hold on, I got it right here. Hold on. I got it in my phone because I'm putting out a video with this crap. It is before Lori. Oh, Mike. Here he is. Nope, that's Lori. God dang it. I want things to go smooth one day. Oh, here he is. Okay, ready? And this is Mike Stroud.
Start to inquire and plead to obtain and receive. Mike.
I'm like, that's what he's telling them to do. He's like, inquire and plead. So you have to ask. You have to. That's this recruitment system. Here, someone wise told me to go meet you, Jason Mao, in the temple, and then Jason puts Lori in touch with Melanie. Melanie, you know what I'm saying? Like, something going on with these like-minded people, and they actually do have rhetoric out there with this like-minded people dog whistle. Okay, so this is about the overwhelming nature of Joshua's 254-page document suggests that this truth is not readily accessible to the masses, but only to those who inquire and plead to obtain and receive. And I put like Mike Stroud's teachings imply. This secret knowledge creates an exclusive fraternity of the elect, bound by a shared hidden mission. For Lori, this translates into a literal oath to never tell a soul outside of the circle of the elect that this new Zion, the literal safe place, the place of safety, exists, or how to get there. It's not about hiding gospel truths, but about concealing the physical means of escape and the criteria for inclusion from the unworthy. The implications for Lori's worldview. Through Lori's lens, John Pontius's talk provides the divine justification for her most extreme actions. The gathering. This isn't a spiritual metaphor. It's a literal process of identifying and bringing the elect into their new futuristic safe zone or club, implying a responsibility to ensure only the right people get in. And that comes with the exclusion of dark souls. If Zion requires purification and worthiness to live in Christ's presence, then those deemed dark or unworthy, like Charles, Tammy, Tylee, JJ, branded as zombies, are not just spiritually deficient. They are literal impediments to the establishment of the physical New Zion and must be removed or cleansed or cast out. This is the exact, or killed. This is the exact same concept that Lori mentioned to Nate Eaton when he interviewed her from the Estrella jail in Maricopa County, where Lori awaits sentencing for the 2 latest convictions in 2025. Lori mentioned a process known as the wheat and the tares, essentially separating the righteous from the unrighteous. Justification for murder, and we know she does that. The belief in personal translation and becoming gods with full priesthood power gives a chilling rationalization for orchestrating deaths. If they believe they were performing spiritual work to clear the path for the literal building of Zion, second coming of Jesus Christ, quote unquote, then actions, even murder, become justified as necessary steps into a spiritual battle / warfare. Then it also does this chosen few mentality. The talk reinforces the idea of a select group with a unique, inspired path, creating an insulated bubble of belief where external criticism, no, or conventional morality is irrelevant because they are on the higher, divinely sanctioned mission. Last paragraph. In essence, John Pontius's fireside talk, when reinterpreted, oh my God, I can't talk. When reinterpreted through Lori Vallow Daybell's extreme literalistic filter, becomes less a spiritual discourse and more a chilling manifesto for an exclusive, physically protected future for the elect, attained through secret knowledge, personal godhood, and the violent elimination of perceived unworthy obstacles. You know, too many kids. That's the password. It's a terrifying vision of a new world order built on a foundation of distorted faith and deadly exclusion. Okay, so thank you for letting me fit that in. It's crazy. That's John Pontius's ideas. I just asked my chat GPT to strip away all the religious talk, okay? Because I mean, it's like 15 pages of a fireside. And I mean, I also have the audio of it too. But just going and seeing I mean, like I can identify them. I'm like, oh, he's dropping that here. This is for here. And at the very end of the talk, you know, after he drops all these nuggets for people to inquire for this Zion, this not heaven, but this in this life right here. And it's connected through stuff they do in the temple for sure. Because she says she saw Christ in the temple and they're, you know, becoming a translated being. And, you know, Julie Rowe has said about how you have to have 1,500 vibrations. Melanie Gibbs said it too, in order to be a translated being. And then we heard that Melanie Gibb went to a funeral, or I think it was a funeral, it might have been church. And she got this lady to fill her head because she was like, oh my God, it's happening. You know, her head was turning hot. And so I guess she was thinking it was, she was being translated like Lori. She also dubs her husband dark. She said he had darkness in his eyes. I saw a screenshot I had from early on where Brendan Gibb, that's Melanie Gibb's ex-husband now, his brother, Byron, had left a Facebook post in a Facebook group that I was in, and he had put that Melanie Gibb had told Brendan, allegedly, that he had darkness in his eyes. Straight up. And I'm just like, wow. It's not just them. You have to say it's Tom. It's Tim. It's all these people that are inverted, that are doing really mucked up stuff in the name of their God, you know? So how crazy do I sound? Be honest.
You're nuts. You are totally off the
That
chart.
shit crazy.
Yeah.
Certified? Am I certified? Can I get a check? Amen. Oh my gosh, right.
Oh my God.
It's their crazy. I'm just like, I do feel crazy sometimes. But I'm like, I'm not seeking this shit. I'm just trying to pick up what they're putting down. You know, having to decode it because they're not honest people. They've all done things to omit, to misinform, disinform, to straight up, you know, stop the trail from following them. And look, I mean, this book right here this was from where Uncle Charles was murdered on July 11th, 2019. This is Lori's room was the only furnished room, right? Just like the Frankie children.
Yeah. Okay. That was it yesterday, minus 6 years. Yesterday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. This is Visions of Glory on her nightstand. She was the only one with furniture. There was no furniture anywhere else. The kids were sleeping on mattresses on the floor, if that. And just like the Frankie children, just like Chad Frankie, you know, took the beds away. I mean, this is the same damn people. So it's a network. Okay. It connects to Jody Hildebrandt, Ruby Frankie, Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell, Tom Harrison, Ken Krogh, Tim Ballard, and of course, all being influenced by Tom Harrison's now infamous book, Visions of Glory, in my opinion. I laughed because of this one. I got this from ex-Mormon Reddit. Ask your bishop if the second anointing is right for you. and your calling election made sure guaranteed. Just saying.
Allegedly.
Yeah. All right. I know you're tired, so I'm gonna go too. I'm keeping
Okay.
you hostage. Anyways.
Sometimes
and
that's
this.
okay.
And this right there. Because that's Lori right there in Hawaii with her visions of glory. She also has a copy in jail in Arizona. And they had one confiscated after this when she got served. And then when they arrested her in Hawaii, she had a copy with $10,000 in cash. Wonder
Yeah,
where that is.
But you know what I'm going to ask you for, right?
Yep. And I have it. Oh, hold on. We gotta shut some windows. Right there. And here. This was, let's just see. Oh, I don't think it has music to it, and that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Look at that hair. I think I got this from East Idaho News. Look, Kylie with her little necklace on that was found in Chad Daybell. Okay, I'll shut up.
You got to present.
Yeah. Oh, look her hair.
We can't see it.
Oh, you can't? Oh, shit.
Nope.
I thought you meant I have to present at the at the court. I was like, okay, I promise I will. All right, hold on. Dang.
There we go.
Let me back it up. I was watching like 25 seconds of it. Oh, and I gotta push play again. There's Lori right there holding Kanan. JJ.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Quality is horrible.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I love that one. Oh, dang. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for being here and proving that love always wins. Justice for Tylee Trolls, Tammy, JJ, Joe, Brandon.
Yep.
And I'll see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday. I'll see you Tuesday, damn it. Okay.
Yep. Let's see you next Tuesday.
So used to saying love you on the phone. I'm sorry. I'm like, love you. All right. Bye, guys. They're so sweet. Thank you, Joe.